Off your mind is okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun
Thank you
diary.
so much for joining me again tonight from wherever you are watching from. You know, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you as usual. Please share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them, Mayegun today.
Wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun diary, diary politico.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ o, làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Thank you very much. Share the broadcast, read the caption, read the description of this video as well, and drop your offering, which is like the broadcasts.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti
Mayegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti
Mayegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Abdullahi Adamu, which is now the former chairman of APC, national chairman of APC, squandered 32 billion naira, the money they realized from the sales of form. That is actually not why they even remove him.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Including Omishore.
Rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Why we all know that wherever insecurity lasts longer than 48 hours, the government is involved. This picture on your screen is that of two criminals caught by the Nigerian army somewhere at Owodeyewa in Ogun State. And these guys were carrying ammunition that is over 20,000 rounds of ammunition. And guess where they were headed? They were headed for Eastern Nigeria.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
So for clarity, one is Ghanaian, one is Nigerian. The driver is Nigerian, and his name is Lukman Sani. The owner of the ammunition who brought brought them into Nigeria is a Ghanaian. His name is, if I pronounce that right, by the way, Eric Sewavo. And these two people were caught with this ammunition on your screen, headed for Biafra land.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé.
Motide, Ekule, good evening to you, good afternoon to you, and good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun live. The writer for this broadcast is cut out from the statement made by Shettima. Knowing the fact that Shettima has always been a suspect, an active suspect in the terrorism that enveloped the northern part of Nigeria. It started from that northeast, where Borno, where he was governor of the same state. Somehow, in the course of a 10-year campaign of terror of Boko Haram, they have brought so many of their leaders to prominence based on the level of terror they perpetuated. One of them is named Kabiru Sokoto. It will never go away. You know, the relationship between Shettima and Kabiru Sokoto is just like the relationship of a sponsor and the criminal. Let me explain. When the terror of Boko Haram gripped Nigeria about 10 years ago, the criminals behind this were actually people known in public in northern Nigeria. They appeared to be clerics, like Islamic clerics. One of them, Kabiru Sokoto, the guy behind the Madala bombing, the Christmas Day bombing in Abuja, he was arrested for the crime. He was being prosecuted for it. Then, shockingly, they transferred another security guard, a police officer, to protect or kind of guide him. And he escaped. He was declared wanted. Interpol, Extrapol, Interpol, Outerpol, all of those security, whatever, they raised his name as red flag. This guy was away from the grip of the authority for months. When he was finally caught, he confessed that where he was caught, which happened to be the Borno State Governor's Lodge in Abuja. Guess who was the governor of Borno State during that time? Kashim Shettima. So while they were looking for these terrorists that committed this terror, that escaped or arranged escape, the same authority or a part of that authority was actually shielding him. He lived comfortably. He was driving about in the government convoy, like governors' dedicated convoys. The most wanted terrorist was roaming about like he was never wanted. He was being protected by the same security men that were supposed to be looking for him. That was how Shitima became a prime suspect, among other things. All right? So this is why when they are talking about giving power, like state capture, kind of, right? Criminals who have taken, or lunatics who have taken over asylum, criminals who have taken over the pen, exactly, the drug lord and the Boko Haram sympathizer. So when he made that statement, I'll tell you what he said, because it's pretty much like, the usual. He said, the crisis in northern Nigeria, especially to end Boko Haram and terrorism, they don't need military operation or military solution. Meanwhile, when Kolu appointed his service chiefs, Lagbaja, Mr. Lagbaja, the General Lagbaja, that is in charge or appointed as a chief of staff, made a public apology to the governors and politicians in northern Nigeria that he personally is not kind of in tune or comfortable with this amnesty nonsense. You see, this Operation Safe Corridor that Boko Haram put in place for repentant terrorists, no matter the crime they've committed, once they hands up and say, I repent, including the children they kidnapped, sexually abused and put in family ways, raped, the Nigerian government under Boko Haram gave them red carpets as repentant terrorists. So this new Lagbaja said, the governors who are shielding or providing some sort of support for these criminals, for these terrorists, and using different techniques to shortchange them, the military, in actually pursuing the terrorists. He appealed to them publicly. He said he's begging them to please hand off. Now that's Lagbaja, a political appointee general. The second in command, the man that publicly once said that Kolu was going to undo economy, that is, Tinubu will handle economy. Shitima will handle security, something that never happened before. He muted it and he publicly said it. Somehow, Lagbaja will probably have to figure out who his master really is. That's another convo, right? So Shitima said, the reason why the terrorism up north is so high is because of poor education. It is because of poverty. And Tinubu's government, according to him, he says Tinubu's government is not going to use any military solution. So what Tinubu's government would do is to invest in northern Nigeria in education, in infrastructure, in poverty, fighting poverty. In his own words, so in quotes, the crisis we have in the north or in the northwest, further accentuated by poverty and social exclusion, is something the president is determined to frontally confront. And in the coming weeks, he is going to unveil the solution. Unless we want to engage in an endless war of attrition, there cannot be a military solution to the crisis in the northeast and northwest. There has to be a kinetic and non-kinetic solution. President Bola Tinubu, in the next couple of weeks, will unveil the Pulaku solution. Pulaku solution, which will address the grievances and social exclusion of our Fube cousins, the Fulanis, in the northwest, towards addressing the root causes of all the banditry and insurgency in the nation. Now, let me tell you this. I can't remember where I read this, so sure you get. But it's like one fancy quote that has remained with me for a very long time now, right? And that is, it's about politics, okay? So politics is actively played by politicians. Politicians are people, or easily defined, as the unusual kind of people, okay, that would create a problem, and then they will offer to fix the problem. That means they will create a problem, then create a solution, their own solution. And in the process of implementing their solution to fix the problem they created, they will create more problems. So therefore, you are going to need more solutions. And that is why politicians are called dirty. It's just that in Nigeria, they are more evil. Okay? Now, why did I say that? The terrorism that has enveloped the part of northern Nigeria is completely politically motivated, among other things. So, exclusion, or simply put, marginalization, okay, is something that you can say we are not in any way included in the governance of this country. We are not included in the provided benefits of being part of Nigeria. Let me rephrase that, okay? When you talk about marginalization, especially when it comes to what Nigerians are battling today, poverty, terrorism, underdevelopment, joblessness, and this and that, blah, blah, whatever people are going through right now, you will honestly you will honestly agree with me that no part of Nigeria is spared. Okay? If you are talking about insecurity, if you are talking about poverty, if you are talking about infrastructural decay, every part of Nigeria is marginalized. Okay? But what hasn't really happened yet is that not every part of Nigeria that is marginalized today has picked up guns, arms, and started killing and kidnapping people because they are marginalized or excluded from the benefit of being Nigerians. Does that explain it better? Now, when politicians who have been part of that marginalization, exclusion, okay, who have had opportunities to actually impact the lives of their people, millions of them, but rather they have, destroyed every fabric of humanity that could have indeed sustained these people. Humanity in the sense that from the people, from the leaders themselves. Empathy, sympathy will make you feel like if I take this thing away from these people, millions of people will suffer it. And when poverty spreads, crimes increase. So if you are somebody who cares, you would have possibly not be so heartless towards them, Abi. So when did you now see the criminals who have contributed to this marginalization from the northern Nigeria to southern Nigeria? From all these 6 geopolitical zones, there is nowhere spared of all the abnormalities, absurdities that is bedeviling Nigeria today. Nowhere is spared. So when politicians now come out to say we need to kind of pay attention more to these people who have resorted into what they called banditry, insurgency, which is, to be simply put, to terrorism. So imagine, for example, all of the Yorubas from every part of Yoruba land, who has been facing the hardship, the abject neglect, decay that they have been living with for decades. If they have to express their rage by picking up guns, and move down east and start kidnapping and killing people there. And the Biafrans, who have been so marginalized, like documented, like everyone else, by the way, now pick up arms and move down north, and they start killing and kidnapping people there. And also the northerners, who have also kind of faced so much marginalization and poverty, they move down the middle belt and they start killing and kidnapping people. Then those who are in the middle belt move down southwest Yoruba land because they are also marginalized and they start killing. So what kind of country would you have that time? Banana Republic, Abi? That's exactly what you already have in Nigeria, a banana republic. So, Shettima, in 8 years of APC, Egbekegbe, Bokwari did not build one single school dedicated to catering and educating the out-of-school children in any part of northern Nigeria. Not one single school. No. Bokwari did not create any single recreational training center in 8 years that in any part of northern Nigeria to kind of engage this youth. No. Are you following? In their 8 years of a bloody terrorist infested regime, more than 8 million Nigerians ended up in refugee camps. And guess what? More than 6 million of them are from northern part of Nigeria, middle belt. It will shock you. There are also refugees in south part of Nigeria. No joke. So under them, there was no single housing unit built by Bokwari's government. Good enough. Zulum, that one was able to build different units of housing and all that. That he actually relocated those who were victims of Boko Haram. To some of them, I give him that credit. But for 8 years, in fact, when they attempted that they wanted to rehabilitate and resettle and rekenikokeniko of the refugees, the victims of Boko Haram. That was when Babashir Lawal became the grass cutter, remember? Over 200 billion naira of your money in a space of 6 months gone down the drain of trying to rehabilitate refugees in northern Nigeria by Babashir Lawal. The famous one is that he used 242 million naira to cut grass because snakes were killing people. Snakes were attacking and killing refugees who are sleeping on open fields. They are sleeping in abandoned schools. And they were begging to feed. While they were on the street begging during the day, Babashir Lawal in Abuja awarded 242 million naira to his own company. He continued to deny it, but this was the attempt of Bokwari. They were supposed to build thousands of houses. They never built 10. So the whole thing, the whole charade And then they created what they called sharing money. 5,000 naira to the poorest. So they will go to those refugee camps. They see how those people were living. Nothing was done. Their children were being openly kidnapped and raped. They couldn't fight. The Shettima saw Boko Haram expended billions, hundreds of billions of Nigerian naira in rehabilitating those who put those people in those camps. Those who obstructed their lives, turned children to orphans, turned women to widows, men to widowers. Nigeria government under Boko Haram was expending billions of naira rehabilitating those terrorists, and they were celebrating them. They were celebrating the return, and in fact, they bragged that the success of their rehabilitation has seen over 152,000 repentant terrorists. Ladies and gentlemen, 152,000 repentant terrorists. But yet, terrorism never subsided in Nigeria. Never stopped. Continued to escalate. So this guy came and he said, the reason why the insecurity is escalating is because Nigeria has done nothing to help those poor people. Can't he just say that APC did nothing? Rather, they used them. And it is the turn of Shettima. They will use them. Operation Pulaku. Operation Pelaku. Operation where they are going to now select some of the terrorists, legitimately give them guns. Okay? And they will say they are providing security. And they will be doing the exact thing that these terrorists are doing. All they have to do is to say they suspected that this community is a terrorist community and they will invade there. This time around, nobody is going to come in and fight them. And nobody is going to challenge them because they have this insignia of the federal government of Nigeria. In Plateau State, they put something together. They call it a rainbow security. Okay? Rainbow security team. So that rainbow is like vigilantes, community people, retired military personnel or security personnel who came together to form a kind of a rainbow vigilante group. Okay? So the moment they formed that under Boko Haram, they became so much target. You know what happened? Every time they go out to go and confront those terrorists, those Fulani terrorists, the moment they go back, you see all the communities that contributed to that rainbow, whatever, their details, their information are already there with the terrorists. Those communities, they will come back and then invade. You know what I mean? And in the last 2 months, they have killed over 500 people in that same Plateau State. Reprisal like that. So when you have somebody like a Shettima, who is probably going to be sitting and laughing at the rest of you when, you know, I don't know how this is going to play out. I just thought you should know. Whatever it is, they would not, there's going to be a coalition. I mean, what's collusion cause? Is that collusion or whatever? They're going to clash. Okay? And Shettima, who believes that he is representing, you know what I mean, the interest of the jihadists, as some of you have already suspected. Like he said, in the coming weeks. We'll see how that plays out, right? Now, going to the next one, you see, I have told you many times, and I continue to believe my theory, okay? You see, one thing about Nigeria is this. If you have been around for a very long time, Nigeria politics or Nigeria system, or should I say establishment, all right? It is full of shit. And it is all color of shit, kind of. And what do I mean by that? They are the kind of people that always use the same kind of pattern in everything. But most of the time, because Nigerians have this sickness, it is Stockholm Syndrome. Only few people have been able to kind of surmount that, unfortunately. Because when you look at how those who have been in charge of Nigeria in the last 10 years, how they have operated, it won't be hard for you. Or should I say, it won't, it won't be hard for you to tell, all right, wherever their actions or whatever, when things are happening, to tell where they are coming from and where this is headed. Somehow, I'll give you an example. Normally, some of you will love, or should I say, some of you will kind of be easily deceived with their different jerseys, okay? And you say, this one is Arsenal, this one is Barcelona. They are just playing football, right? Okay, we know this, we know, you know what I mean? Oh, this one is APC, this one is PDP, and the other one is Labour Party, or NNPP, or any other one you know, right? And then you look at them and you're like, they're almost the same thing, you know? Like, or should I say, no, not the same thing per se. Like, you kind of feel like, you know, if somebody who is a Nigerian politician, right? Historically, he's been everywhere. And then probably was in PDP. Then he turned around and he changed to APC, okay? Or from APC, changed to Labour Party, you know? So there are people who can easily just say, well, they are different kind of people, and you can give it to them and say, it's no longer there, it's now here, and vice versa like that, But for somebody like me, no, I don't see them that way. I see them for who they are. And when they begin to make all their moves and all that, I don't fall in that category of people that will say, this is surprising, or, oh, this is shocking, or somehow we say, oh, I believe them. It is different this time around. Okay, maybe I'm speaking in circles and Sakuabi. I'll tell you. Whenever Nigeria system want to punish you, all they need, sure you get, all they need is just something that they can just cling on to. That will be the selling point. For example, the system in Nigeria, the criminals in Nigeria, they have managed to sort of win the narrative control, where if they say you are a criminal, they expect a portion of the population not to question what makes you that criminal. Whether you being criminalized is because of the political interest of some certain people, or if you are actually a criminal. So, in this line, if the political interest says you should be criminalized of anything, or maybe if I say something now, right, and they look away because they don't have political interest in me, and you say that same thing, and then almost everyone wants to fall over you, and you're asking yourself, why? Like, didn't Mayegun say the same thing? Why are they coming after me? It's because if the interest of the political, this political few, if their interest is in any way kind of bruised by your position, so they can put the narrative together whereby the entire security system will declare you wanted for a crime you didn't commit, or you have just offended some people. Okay? Now, this same kind of mindset also play out at a larger scale when they want to wield political or kind of direct political narrative to commit larger crime. Again, let me rephrase that, or let me re-explain that for you. If they want to deal with me as an individual right now, okay, they can come up with anything, and the entire security system will make it look like they're actually doing an investigation. For example, they can say, I have been sponsoring some people on terrorism, that they are going to attack some prominent people in Nigeria. And you will see their DSS, NIA, the police, the military, and all kind of security, what have you. They will be sharing my detail. That detail that somebody just wrote together and said, I have a camp in Ogun State. I have 10,000 people. I have brought guns in. Meanwhile, I've done nothing. It's just because the interests of some political people, or should I say, my view, sort of bruise the political interests of some certain people. So they will put a profile on me. Do you get that? And they will make it look like they're actually doing investigation. Before you know it, they will start arresting some people. They will start manufacturing evidence like phone calls, text messages. You know what I mean? Things that will make the narrative look like, wow, I didn't know that Mayegun get that kind of thing. Oh. Then before you know it, right, it will look like, oh, it is real. That's individual. If they want to stage that same, level of up against, for example, against the people. Let me give you another example. When the young people came together and they outlined their demand to fight against police brutality and assaults, their demand and their reason for their protest was well laid out, very clear. But when the establishment tried to break them, bribe them, and it didn't work, what did they do? They started putting profiles together about them. They started talking about interest group who are funding them. They started talking about some political whatever who are sending more. You know what I mean? They started making, and before you know it, Central Bank of Nigeria froze their accounts. They started going after individuals, companies who are offering support to the protesters, NSAS. That's how the establishment work. And before you know it, the military were called. And killing them around that time, they said if they didn't kill them, or kill them at Lekki, or kill them all over Nigeria at that time, that there are some people who wanted to put Nigeria into civil war. And they put a fake profile together to want to prove that and direct that narrative. You remember? That is how states, that's how these criminals, for their political interest, can also use this same mindset to set the entire system against their own people. It is also very similar to when, for example, you have seen the terrorists all over the place. We know that those who are shielding them, protecting them, are those who are also saying they are going after them, no doubt. The politically motivated insecurity in eastern Nigeria, which suddenly started gaining traction again. And I can tell when something is so coordinated. And that's why I said, Stockholm Syndrome that a lot of people suffer from, I can't cure that. But maybe constant reminder, will keep it at your own subconscious mind. Whenever they bring out all these lies, it will be easier for you to check all the MOs, okay? In eastern part of Nigeria, there is a popular, well-funded federal government, state government, well-funded campaign against the IPOB. A lot of you, that's why I gave you one example the other day. I said, do you all remember when they came after the NSAS people? And they made you believe so much, like what they were asking for was to destroy Nigeria and all of their demand, including when they mobilized thugs to destroy government properties and blame it on you. You saw all of that, and you saw them repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating the same thing that didn't happen, right? I said, if you have been a victim of NSAS campaign, Nigerian government campaign, where they demonized you, criminalized you, and they were able to turn the mind of some portion of the population to believe everything they said, even though they were not blind, they saw everything, but they still believed the narrative of these criminals to justify the killing. I said, if you have been victim of that, genuinely, you should not, by any means, entertain or give life to most of these propagandas against IPOB. Politically sponsored, politically motivated insecurity in eastern Nigeria. The media and they want you to believe that eastern Nigeria is unlivable. That's deliberate. But who do you hold responsible for the security of life and properties other than the government? Now, the government who has, turned around and used the same instrument of states to commit terrorism in eastern Nigeria, and they are putting up different stage of drama and all what have you to make it look so real. And I know I may not be able to convince you. I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to kind of ask you to see through the MO. Sure you get? So I said, if insecurity or crisis should last longer than 48 hours in any part of Nigeria, then it shouldn't be difficult for you to know that the government is behind it. Now, if the same insecurity lasts for years, of course, they must have been making a kill from it. But the campaign against Eastern Nigeria is on a different level. What they want to achieve or prove, I don't know. But here is something. The amount of weapons that are flooding into Nigeria by smugglers, you can say, can best be imagined. Okay? However, how these weapons are finding their ways into the hands of different terrorist groups across Nigeria shouldn't also be a surprise. I have seen where the military official soldiers, police, and the rest of them have been involved in this same gun running, right? But when they say, when you leave the people who are responsible for your security, let me give you one example. About 6 or so years ago, we had the campaign for Scottish independence. Scotland, which is part of United Kingdom, decided I wanted to leave. Now, the campaign came, the voting happened, and then the Remain won. But you know what? During this whole period, there was never a time that the right, the statute that actually bind this kingdom, United Kingdom, together was ever altered. People were allowed to express their own democratic belief at the time, and whatever happened after will determine what will happen later too. Okay? That the Biafrans, the Igbos, will never drop Biafra. Even though there are some Igbos that will tell you Biafra is dead, Biafra is dead. But the truth of the matter is this: the marginalization that led to the first civil war, genocide. No matter how much Nigeria tried to bury it, the marginalization has kind of gotten worse now. It has worsened. Okay? They haven't built anything that is in any way Nigerian to say it involves or includes the Igbos. If you want to confess to yourself, okay? Now, you can say all things. The Igbos should be this, the Igbos should be that. It's all coming to the one thing that you agree. The Igbos have been completely excluded. But there are those that believe that the Biafra is bygone and bygone, whatever. Now, if you are one of those who believe that Biafra is bygone and bygone, all you want is a better Nigeria, not a place where everybody is equal and the rest. Here is where you are mixing it up. Because you acknowledge that the marginalization is still there, it's also for you admitting that Biafra is not gone. Okay? So, the fact that the Biafra is not gone, until it hasn't kind of been made official, agreed, okay, that simply means the democratic right in a democratic system you are practicing in Nigeria, there are some people want Biafra, some people want Yoruba nation, some want Kwararafa as their own democratic right of expression, does not deny them the right of protection, the right to life, the right to freedom of movement, the right that act like every other Nigerian. And as a government, you hold them that responsibility to keep them safe and protect them until they are no longer Nigerians. Is that not what it should be like? But in this case, the effort of the rulers of Nigeria is to continue to kind of prove to the rest of Nigeria that until the Igbos kneel down, hands up, and accept wherever box they want to put them, okay, and stay there like everyone else, they will show to the rest of Nigeria that Igbo land is not safe. But it's just campaign, okay? Those who are smuggling these weapons to Igbo land, they are those who are coming from the other part of Nigeria, like this. Mr. What do you call him? Mr. Lukman Sonny. Abi Mr. Isaac, the Ghanaian, Malians. Because, you know, as these guys were apprehended on what they call the tip-off, maybe they didn't pay the normal bribes, okay? The Niger Republic National Guard They call them. They say Niger Republic National Guard Patrol. They also arrested. They arrested 2 individuals. I can't bring their picture here. I didn't put that up, right? They arrested 2 individuals. Okay, and they were arrested with 9 AK-47 guns somewhere around there. Oh, they were smuggling them into Nigeria to go and see the e-swap. So what I'm saying here is this: if those who are hell-bent in trying to prove a point that doesn't really exist, I want to show you this from the security report. In the first quarter and especially second quarter of this 2023, if they stop shipping ammunitions, smuggled ammunitions, if they stop, sending murderous soldiers to eastern Nigeria, there is actually absolute nothing that makes eastern Nigeria unlivable. In fact, it is actually the most peaceful in this second quarter. Second quarter means April, May, June. Eastern part of Nigeria is the safest part of Nigeria right now. But the campaign may never take you there, all right? And I hope some of you who are living in eastern part of Nigeria will indeed speak out more, show people around, show things, because, the impression that they are funding in Nigeria is that everybody in eastern Nigeria is IPOB. And that's why one commissioner they sent to Anambra. Imagine this weapon or this truck of weapon they are taking to Anambra. Taken to eastern Nigeria. It was headed for Anambra State. What's the one go take and do for Anambra? To go and hand it over to Asari Boise and the unknown gunmen, Abi? Or what? And how many of those trucks have already entered Anambra before this particular one was caught? So you guys need to speak out more, I'll say. But let's go to the next one. The next one is the news of APC. Egbekegbe. Mind you, without forgetting this, so if we still believe that for those who genuinely are interested in this new changing phase of eastern Nigeria, I'll tell you one story. Remember when they started this their what do you call it? This their ethnic religious politics, and they started going after the Igbos. And I was here. I was saying something that I said, listen to me. What I see, maybe I didn't see anything, but anyway, what I believe, where I believe this is headed, this hatred that they have now nationalized against the Igbos, that they have now weaponized for political, what have you, to the point that even after elections, they are still going after your businesses. It was good for those of you who really have investment, okay, to begin to divest your investment, return them back to the eastern Nigeria. Put this myth to an end once and for all, okay? You have managed to prove a point that wherever you are just like seed, okay? When they believe that they are burying you, you are just going to germinate and produce and become something that they will become so scared of, kind of. All this begin to divest before you start losing your properties. Now, you will lose your properties to demolitions. You will lose your properties to withdrawal of your certificates here and there. You will lose your businesses to demolitions and all of that too. So it didn't take long, because I said these guys are not going to stop, because they're going to push it one way or the other and say they're going to have another election. So if you want to have another election again in Nigeria, with what you have witnessed so far, it's going to be worse when that time comes. My Lagos, not your Lagos. These guys are worse than what you can imagine. Move your investments. Okay. Some people, and I said that is not going to make us the Yoruba land like you kind of believe that Yorubas are going to suffer. No, nobody's going to suffer. All right? Everybody's going to feel the vacuum. But what will happen is that everyone's going to be respected. And in this case, the Igbos are not asking anything from Nigeria. They're just asking to be allowed to breathe like everyone else, I would say. Abi? So if you move and you prove your point, because you have what can actually make you an envy of the rest of not just Nigeria, Africa too. And I actually outlined all of those at the time. All right. Some people actually took that. In fact, people have been doing that before the election. After that election, a lot of people have started kind of moving them for real. Some are putting up their properties. They are putting them up for sale. I want to sell this. I want to sell that. They are moving back to the Eastern Nigeria. Some of these Eastern governors too. Well, Abia, for example, they are already offering land for those who want to come back. The other states like that, they have seen people from other parts of Eastern Nigeria who are now pulling together resources. They want to build a channel. Channel from that same River Niger, okay, to Onitsha, to the heartland of Delta, straight into the Atlantic Ocean, so that they can begin to actually take whatever goods they want in Nigeria through their own seaport, and a channel that march straight into their territory, eastern part of Nigeria. They are developing that already. I have seen it. So I was on Twitter a few days ago, or yesterday precisely, and somebody was like, in case if people don't know, what this APC, Egbekegbe anti-Tinubu's xenophobic jihadist Yoruba, Egbekegbe, what they did in that election is already affecting the, what do you call them, the property market right now. Right? Some people who have clients who are mostly Igbos. Sure you get, or who have Igbo clients who pay well. They came online, they said some of these people are now who have shown interest in some properties that they had to sell. That they are now saying, no, I'm not interested. Like many Easterners. You know, one thing, it's not just Easterners now. You know that outside, once you cross that, what do you call it? Anybody from that, everyone from the Ore, Ondo State part, upward to this lunatics, APC, Egbekegbe, the Lagos Abobakus, all of you from that Ore, upward, you are considered as Igbos, whether you are from Edo, whether you are from Delta, even if you are from Akwa Ibom, you are from Bayelsa, Port Harcourt, it doesn't matter. To this, relics, these cretins, you are all Igbos. And so many people got the message. So they say the property market in Lagos right now, for those who are there, they said that a lot of, I'm not saying all of them, Igbos will still probably buy it anyway. But if you are in that market, you probably can tell us. They said a lot of them are now kind of saying, no, I don't want to. If you have properties anywhere else, maybe like Abuja, Port Harcourt, or all these places, I will be interested. I don't want to buy anything in Lagos anymore. So those who are in that, and I said, that's how it's going to spread. They should continue their xenophobic agenda for political exigency, political gain. You continue that, but, and continue to hurt yourselves as much as you want, right? But let's go to this one. The criminals. Some are saying that the property market has crashed. Maybe not yet. But if you are in that market, if you want to be honest, you can tell your big clients, the big paying clients who pay commission very well when you help them find properties or anything they ask you to. A lot of them are now saying, don't look for anything for me around the Southwest. I would like somewhere between, you know what I mean? They are already looking at that, and they are not just Igbo, so they are people from eastern part of Nigeria, and those who are also from the Niger Delta, as they would love to be called. They are all reconsidering. And like I said, maybe not all of them. Now, you see this man on your screen, is the first to kiss the dust in what is called the cleansing of APC. Egbekegbe. Now, just for like a simpler break, few days ago, Adamu Abdullahi, who has been accused of mismanaging over 32 billion naira, money they realized from this bazaar sale, the ridiculous sale of presidential forms and all forms for the 2023 elections. Also, he was considered as the guy who was behind the cabal, or should I say, who was leading the cabal that was trying to stop Tinubu from becoming president or winning APC tickets. This guy took 100 million naira from 18 people that Tinubu actually gave money to go and buy form in order to saturate the entire process. Do you remember? They said about 25 people bought, 50 or so people bought APC presidential form. They were buying the form like for people. It was like bonanza form, 100 million naira. So that 100 million naira, about 18 of them, now Tinubu gave them money to go and buy the form. Not because they are interested in being president or anything or contesting. So, which means Abdullahi Adamu collected about 2 billion naira for form alone from Tinubu's pocket. And he still worked against Tinubu. He had the audacity to come around and say it was the rubber stamp Lawan that would be the anointed candidate of APC. So when this all said and done, few days ago, the guy who was probably hearing or kind of sensing what was coming, he granted this interview. Arise News owns the credit to this video, by the way. Just watch this. I won't drink tea.
I think that is a soft selling point for you media people. I say it with due respect to all of you. It is true, and I don't take that back. I don't deny the fact that at the time that I made a presentation to the National Working Committee, yes, the name of distinguished Senate President, as he then was, Ahmed Lawan, was proposed for the presidency. That was before the convention. So many things took place between then and the actual date of the convention. And once he was nominated at the convention, unanimously, and I was there, I led the convention as chairman of the party. A day after the convention, we went to I took the entire Brussels National Working Committee to his residence in Asokoro here in Abuja and assured him of our support. We assured him we will stay shoulder to shoulder with him. We'll do everything that we can to ensure that this mandate that the party has given him, is sold properly, effectively, to the general public, or the general populace, and the general electorate. We did so when we started the campaigns. We went all around with him. We faced the election. I was privileged to lead the party right up to the end of the election, and we delivered a successful election in favor of our great party, the APC. We are the winners. Now, instead of appreciation, instead of showing understanding, and maybe, if you permit the word, even praise for what we've done, rather we're vilified. This is the time for people to say, it's not happening. They want the account. They want the annual, annual account of the party. They want this, they want that kind of stuff. I was taken aback because, you see, if nothing else, I expect my fellow countrymen, in good faith, no matter their political persuasion, say, yes, at least we led this party to success. Who can't wish that away? We have a president, he's inaugurated, he has commenced his administration, and he has hit the road running. Both well-meaning Nigerians and supporters of the party and our president have been full of praise for the performance of our president. We, as APC, produce him. I have had the privilege of leading that. And I have not had any period of misunderstanding with him since the convention, since he was elected. Now, every political party anywhere in the world, before a convention in a presidential system, you can hold an opinion. Why not? Every one of us is free to so do. But once the party decides this is it, every member of the party, a loyal party, follows. And that's the process. We are no exception. That's what we in Nigeria. But some people decide to make that a soft selling point and something to hit at me as an individual. that's left to them. I know what I'm doing. And for your information, I have enjoyed a good working relationship with President Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, since his inauguration to date. In fact, since his election, there's nothing I went to him to talk to that he didn't give his attention or didn't share my thoughts.
Story. That was the moment Adamu knew that something was coming. If there's anybody that gave Tinubu almost high blood pressure, it's not a Emefiele. No, it's not a Emefiele. You know, it is this Adamu. I even sang a song then, if you remember. I be sung a song then. Anyway, sang a song. The Adamu, Adamu mi, Tori to ba Adamu mi, Adamu. Ọlọ́run Adamu Adamu o. Everyday meeting. Breaking news. Tinubu may be disqualified. In fact, Bokwari's anointed candidate will be announced by Friday. Bokwari has the party leadership have chosen another anointed candidate. Every time he got to a stage, Tinubu was shouting, Buhari, Buhari, say it again, Buhari, Buhari. Remember that time? It was this Adamu. From information we were told, or information we gathered that time, Lawan was only interested in contesting to become a senator again. And they started looking for somebody. You know, they have been doing a lot. Sorry, you know, I'm kind of somebody who is a revisionist. So I need to take you back a bit for this story to make sense to you. Okay? When Bokwari became president, there is this cabal who went after Tinubu. It started from when he was kind of feeling powerful, and a lot of people were going to him that maybe he will influence them he will influence Buhari to make them ministers. So Tinubu was writing names of his own ministerial nominees. So when he sent that to Abuja, Abba Kyari, who collected the list, just rolled the list, like he rolled the list with tobacco, and he used it to smoke in his office. So that list never existed again. So when Bokwari will announce his ministers list, they were those who were nominated, those from the Southwest, so they were those influenced or nominated by Ibekunle Amosun. They didn't stop there. All right? It was humiliation even within the party, to the point that Tinubu had to run away from Nigeria. Equatorial Guinea. From Equatorial Guinea straight to South France for years. Okay? For 3 years. Around that time, Bokwari and his cabal, as we used to know them, they were reigning supreme. APC was almost in tatters. The country was already in smoke. Bokwari was like a vegetable. It was mostly away. The whole thing was a mess. And they wanted to push Bokwari for second term. They had to go and bring Tinubu back. When they brought him back, they made him the reconciliator of APC, the one that will now bring everybody fighting themselves. El-Rufai was demolishing the houses of his fellow APC senators. If he's not demolishing the houses, he's arresting them or banning them from visiting Kaduna, even though they are members of the same party. So Tinubu came back. And to take the job, what did Tinubu ask for? He said he must be given the chance to control the party. And in fact, back to the 2015 gentleman agreement, that immediately after Bokwari will support him to be president too. Sure you get. So if that's going to be the case, they will have to hand over the party to him. He would have to nominate the party chairman. That was how Oshiomhole became the APC chairman to represent Tinubu. And that was how so many others who represented Tinubu and other guys too. So to win that, to rig that election, and make Tinubu be like he's in control. So immediately after the 2019 election, the northern cabal of Bokwari, they resurfaced again. This time, they want to be done with Tinubu once and for all. So at first, they went for Oshiomhole, to the point that Oshiomhole was disgraced out too for this Adamu to come on. They knew that Tinubu was putting together his own structure in APC that will work for him or pave way for him to become the APC candidate and eventual president. That was how he planned it. But immediately after 2019, Oshiomhole became the fall guy. And for a very long time, somebody who was governor was also the APC chairman until when they wanted to do the convention. So when the convention was coming, they chose this Adamu to champion whatever they wanted to do for Tinubu that time. So when this Adamu now became their chairman, it was time for them to start buying form and choose candidates. Tinubu went back to Bokwari to go and tell him that I heard that this one, that one, this one, that one is going to run for president, including Yemi, Pastor Ruga. So Bokwari said he has told everybody to go and, anybody who is interested, is open field, free field. So he reminded Bokwari that, that was not our agreement. It was like, well, let the party do what they would do. I want to be neutral. So that same day, Tinubu gave a press conference and said, I want to run for president. So around that same day was the day Tinubu declared that whatever you want to bring, bring them now. Mokuku start the fight now. So the Adamu and guys, like I said, anybody who wants to contest can buy form. Who is Tinubu? Why can't anybody buy form against him? Well, who is he? So buying form for everybody, Tinubu now saturated the whole process. Say you want to buy, everybody should buy form. 20 people go and buy form and say you want to be president. This Adamu that time, it was like an open grace. I'll be waiting you go call him. The reign of money. Adamu was at the center. The cabal that wanted to stop Tinubu, maybe around that time, it became more like, let's make it look real to the convention then. They didn't have the number. So to their own surprise, Adamu now came out and said, after everybody don't buy form, Tinubu don't buy for, everybody don't pay 100 million. Adamu now came out and said, Bokwari's anointed candidate is Ahmed Lawan. How? And Ahmed Lawan, also, who happened to be the Senate president at the time, gave a press conference to say, thank you so much, my party leaders. I appreciate everything and the trust you have in me. Kiniko. So that was when Tinubu was like, whatever they want to do, if they want to disgrace me or anything, let's go and fight. They didn't know then that while they were living in that euphoria of being powerful and cabal, Tinubu don't buy the entire place. Do you want me to explain that again? It's like you are with the presidency. Now you get the power. And whatever you say anybody should do is what they will do. Oh yeah, you do this, you do that. Oh yeah, arrest this one. Sure you get. So you are living in that euphoria. But by the time they will realize that Tinubu don't buy everything buyable, including state governors from northern Nigeria. And as a lord, drug lord, Tinubu no need to pay you cash to buy you. Okay? Sometimes it's called deals. If you give me this, I'll give you that. If you give me this, I'm going to give you that when I get that. And in this case, by the time it was time for their convention, now 37, the anointed candidates got. So that was the first defeat of those who actually wanted to stop Tinubu from within his own criminal gang of APC. He knows it. He knows that. Here you get. And I actually told people once, I've told you before, I said, the only people that can stop Tinubu are the same people within his own party. Because the Tinubu I knew, with what he believes are, like he said, whatever money cannot buy, more money will buy it. Instead of bribing people in INEC, why don't you just buy the entire INEC? So instead of bribing people in the media, why don't you just buy the media owners? The owners of the media houses, just buy them. Give them something that they can never refuse or reject. Make them offers they can reject. Here you get. So by the time they started, what do you call it? Their convention or congress or whatever, primaries, it was too late. Then they turned it into, okay, you know what? Then we'll use the institutions. Central bank, we'll use central bank. We'll use this one, we'll use that one. Only for them to discover that Tinubu has already even bought the DSS. Did you not see the drama? DSS was working for Bokwari. Emefiole is working for Bokwari. They are working for the same government, from the same president. Then DSS started looking, they declared Emefiole wanted inside the same government. Because Tinubu knew what they wanted to use Emefiole for. So he decided, instead of him to try to bribe Emefiole to change his mind, why don't I just use the DSS to arrest him? So that these people, even around Bokwari that doesn't know anything, I can shock them. How? But Tinubu's plan at the time was that once they arrest Emefiole, you know, the Bokwari will feel embarrassed. I said, why will you release him? But before they release Emefiole, they would have shown him in handcuffs. They would have flashed his pictures all over the place. Then 2 days later, they will say, he's been released. That's the only thing Tinubu wanted to achieve. Or a possibility of Emefiole resigning and say, okay, I have resigned for corruption. But Emefiole heard the hint. He stayed abroad. So Tinubu doesn't have to bribe people to do what he actually buys institutions. That's what he does. And he doesn't pay cash. He doesn't like have to pay you cash. Pay cash to buy them. No. He will make you the offers that you will not be able to reject. Ask Wike. Wike that once said, in fact, I remember that now. Sorry, this is just a little digression now. A little digression from this APC nonsense. So, Wike once said this.
For you to remove this APC from power, see, my mother told me, when a madman flocks you, don't run. If you run, the madman will pursue you. If you flock you, take stick back, flog the madman. That time the madman will, this is very painful. Then the madman will start running. This APC, they require people too, who will tell them enough is enough. And I'm that person that can tell them enough is enough. We must take this power. Power, they know the dashable. Do you dash power? Power is what? Taking. I'm ready to take it for PDP. And I will take it for PDP. No, if you're on the election, they know the dash power. Then they take power. All these people who want the election, if they support me. To do what? I've come out. I'm going to take this power from APC back to PDP by the grace of God. God has given us what it is, and that's why God is making APC to make mistake every day. That is how you know God is with you. So I'm begging all of you here, Abamoro, Suswan, Senator, spoke well, members, chairman, don't go and sell your vote. Don't go and sell your vote. Give me. Because I'm the only one that can have the capacity. APC people, when they hold meeting, they say, look, oh, don't enter Wike's problem. They must enter. And when they have entered, I've captured them. Give me this to do. Let me return power to PDP. Thank you.
It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian.
All of that. And today, the story is different. So you can ask yourself, what offer did Tinubu make him? Like, what could be that? It's not money. Of course, it can't be money. You know it can't be money. Abi, it can't be that I will make you minister. No. It must be something like something very, very big for Wike to do a 360 U-turn. Like that. That's Tinubu for you. So if they make you an offer, you know, take them. They go want take something more from you if you are that important or a threat. Because I can't imagine what he offered with Wike, with what he did in Rivers State. Please, if you say you don't do your own thing, or you don't do your, but just few months to election. Even people see the kind of demand they follow the former election happened where Wike turned to Hitler like that. I mean, it won't be the first time he will turn to Hitler anyway. So, Kalu bought the institutions that could probably just challenge him. Why those who think they own the institutions because of the power they had that time, it was too late. So now Kalu is coming back for his pound of flesh. Pound of flesh. And some are saying that why is Adamu even still there? Like Wokilo Nshembe, like the whole thing, like it's like saying game over. Do you remember when I told you that the people that Tinubu will first go after, that you will see that it goes after they are going to be the Bokwaris people, the demagogue criminals that they were friends. I mean, they are actually friends. He's going to go after them first. So Adamu was told that chairman, and that is Oples Uzodijo of Imo State. Oples Uzodijo and Adamu, they are 5 and 6. They were like this. You know? So it was Oples Uzodijo who went to him and said, Mr. Chairman, between me and you, after everything will happen, that you yourself know the role you played. You supposed to be the answer chairman of APC. Now that Tinubu will be say you did everything to stop, it's now the president. Mr. Chairman, it makes sense to you. And I was like, but we have already won election. I brought victory. Baba, you the mentor, you know hear me. That man maybe say you did meeting, collect money, did all of this, all of that. Now him be the president now. See, they're supposed to tell you, say, may you disappear before you disappear. And I think that was when Adamu started granting interview. Oh, they didn't praise me. They're asking for account number. They're asking for money from account. Is that what they should be asking? Shouldn't all of us be saying that, Adamu, well done. Adamu, thank you. Adamu, Oshe. Adamu, Biko. Anyway. So I think it was Kalu who called them from Nairobi. Like in Yoruba, you know when you say, hello, I'm on my way to Nigeria right now. I'm going to go and enter plane now. I don't want to see Adamu for house. So Adamu to disappear. But what can we do, sir? Because Adamu don't carry 32 billion. You know if you do account. That's even enough. But your own man did there too, Omishori. Omishori self don't join them share from 32 billion. Anyway, for clarity, okay, that's how much they realized from sales of forms to those who ran for different offices, assembly, National Assembly, like Rep, Senate, Governor, and all of that too. 32, whooping 32 billion naira. Adamu don't blow the money. You know, they say normally the party rule says once election is over like that, the money they realize from the election, they will now share the money to the zonal offices of APC, who will also share the money to the state offices, local government, and ward areas. Yeah, it's just like money that they will just give back to their party. Adamu and others, they don't spend the money. And from that money, okay, Adamu and his friends, they've spent 25 billion. They said only 7 billion remain inside the APC account. 25 billion. Omishuri has been also removed. So Adamu now, they said, Adamu, we give you 24 hours because we are going to call a meeting. Tinubu is going to be back from Nairobi, where he went to go and do Balabulu. Omo, I'll show you a part of that Nairobi speech, Abi. Shefegbo. Balabulu, despite saying they read down. And you know that in African Union, other African countries who speak other languages like Portuguese, French, and Yoruba, and Igbo, and anyway, people speak other languages at the African Union. So when you are speaking like that, they will have to put headphone that is interpreting what you are saying to their own language, so they can hear what you are saying. Omo, Tinubu lo se Balabulu were ni Nairobi before he called them to remove Adamu. I'll show you that one. I actually kept that earlier. 1 second though. Tinubu addressing AU. Now reading the read though. Please pay attention to the guy behind him. The guy is completely lost. Like, then when they will shock him, they can't clap after that nonsense. I'll show you quickly, just quickly.
It is much like the old scrap that plundered our continent. But here and now, let it be said to whoever the new scramblers might be, our continent may be old, but our spirit is new. And it is strong. The bad that took place in the past must not stay here. It shall never be repeated.
He highlighted.
Really lost, like, why are they clapping? You know that thing, like, which language is this? I think I actually captured that. 1 second. I asked where I captured that, and I want to believe I see it. If I don't, I'll just continue with what I'm saying. Why you going to continue? It's part of it. Okay? So the guy was kind of like, what's going on here? Like, why are they clapping? How come these people understand? They understood this man. I don't get what he's saying. Like, see that face? Can you see that? It's very, very expressive, right? Lost, confused, like, oh my God. Kilon saw. Anyway, when Kolu left Nairobi, that was the moment Adamu tendered his resignation, because they had to call an emergency NWC, National Working Committee meeting of APC. Since Adamu cannot account for the money, Adamu cannot be their chairman. Kolu doesn't even want to come back home and meet him. So when Kolu left yesterday, I think I have a copy of that. I'll show you. He left Nairobi today. So that's him. And while he left Nairobi, they quickly had that meeting and said, you know, this is kind of funny as well, right? Adamu resigned. Omishore didn't see anything. Then this APC guy met, and they now said they have suspended Adamu. I don't understand. He's resigned. The guy already bailed. He already run away. Kind of, right? I'll show you their meeting. A brief one.
Of the national chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, CON, and that of the national secretary, Senator Yola Omishore, CON. And with this development, and according to the Constitution of the All Progressive Congress, APC, it is now incumbent on my humble self, Senator Abubakar Kyari, as the Deputy National Chairman, North, to assume the office of the Acting National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC.
So that's the new acting chairman. And, you know, we haven't heard yet from Adamu after this. But we'd like to hear what happened to the money. Me, I'm interested though. Because, you know, like I said, everything that will always kind of prove my own theory that these guys are criminals. This Adamu was Nasarawa governor too. To make the matter worse, Peter Obi beat them in Nasarawa. You know that Peter Obi won in Nasarawa. That's something they couldn't take. But if that should be the case, like, why would you punish Adamu that Peter Obi defeated Tinubu in Adamawa? I mean, sorry, no, Nasarawa rather, Nasarawa. The same Peter Obi beat Tinubu in Lagos, that Tinubu couldn't even get 25% in Lagos. You know that? Tinubu didn't get 25% in Lagos, so. But they have to kind of lift the number, Adam join and all that. I mean, what is the difference between 155,000 and 980,000 votes? Show myself me 195,000 is over 25%. You know, get 25% for Lagos, but they don't punish Adamu. APC chair, APC, Tinubu's campaign chairman, Lalong from Plateau State, it was beaten blue-black too by Obi in Plateau State. And that one is waiting to become a minister. Now, like Gandola is also going to be your minister. Okay. And then bet you do you don't collect your 8,000 or you never collect them. Now dollars they pay some people. Bet you do women leader APC giving $1,000 to women for lunch. Money for lunch when they went to go and tell Kolu to make Betty Edu minister, woman minister, coming to come. I trust that woman. That woman, when she was commissioner in Lagos, I remember when that woman was skinny FAQ. She was at 8,000 TTE. She say, you know me, Samo. Now dollars they pay others. See people we want to revive Nigeria economy.
Honorable Angel, did you see what Madam just did to us? She wrote here, Vicky, this is your own. She just said Vicky, and I opened the envelope. When I opened the envelope, behold, all the staff were smiling, celebrating all the staff. This is too much. This is too much for lunch. This is too much for lunch. This is too much.
I don't want to be confused. Let me know what I'm doing.
Honorable.
Disable, àtisẹ́tẹ́ àti ń parọ́ tipẹ́ àtisẹ́tẹ́ tìtó òdìmú òdodo òsìmọ́ àtisẹ́tẹ́ kágbàdé fáláre àtisẹ́tẹ́ kágbẹ̀bí fáláre àtisẹ́tẹ́ adájọ́ ń parọ́ torí owó àtisẹ́tẹ́ òtìlú ń parọ́ nítorí ipò àtisẹ́tẹ́ èdò gbówó ń tẹ́ àtisẹ́tẹ́ tìjà ń jà aráàlú àtisẹ́tẹ́.
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
Thank you, Lord.
what
shall I say? Thank you,
What shall I say?
Now, going forward, or should I say going forward? Yeah, going forward. I plan to share with you the Atifku's or Tinubu's response to Atifku's petition. This one is even more ridiculous than the way they responded to that of Obi. They didn't make any coded threat in this one, but it was more or less like copy and paste to what they pasted for Obi as well. And I'm going to find another time to actually share that with you, but I can share with you the document itself, which I have, and you can have too if you want to read through. Okay, I haven't really gone through the entire thing. I just went through their opening as well as their conclusion as well. Okay, let's see here. So they want the court to also dismiss Atifku's petition on Tinubu's identity crisis, perjury, and all of forgery, perjury, rigging, and the rest. Okay, and from what I have, it is same to say, what did I call him again earlier? Wale Olanipekun. Is that what his name is again? Yeah, that's Wale San Wale Olanipekun. Anyway, according to him, right, Atifku didn't present any evidence. That just like Obi, they said Atifku is just looking and fishing for evidence too. In fact, where they mentioned that of his education, what Olanipekun put in there was that they have already received the what do you call it? The details of Tinubu's report from Chicago University, and it shows that he went there, but he's been dishonest. So, and they said they called a witness, which means that there was actually nothing to prove, so to say. Like I said, because of our time, I am going to take you through this some other time, okay? So we are waiting for the Atifku's response. We're waiting for that of Obi's response as well, Anyway, going forward, because I'm thinking of taking course tonight, right? There is this, hang on, let me see if I still have that up. There's this part of me that just want to send a heartfelt, what should we call that again? Because I have a sort of mixed words to use here. Because it has to do with what children and the people of Orile Agege in Lagos today actually passed through or went through. Let me see if I can bring that up. I'll show you. It's the flooding. And when I saw Agege, I knew, right? This is not something that is uncommon, okay, in Lagos. terrain, you can tell what their road will be like or has been like before even the flood and all that. And I hope that the real help gets to them. I don't want to lament on it. I just thought that if that will bring more attention to the area for them, somehow it will be a good thing, wouldn't it? So I have this part where I was going to share some screenshot with you based on the Lagos Bakus, who are now feeling like they've made the grave mistake of their lives for trusting these rogues. But like I said, we're just going to push that to some other time too, so I can take calls and have a chat with everyone tonight. So thank you very much for being there. So far, so good. And if you are very much comfortable with what you have been part of tonight, and you would like to do that again, subscribe onto my channel, like this broadcast. That's your offering, okay? So I'm going to take a quick break. And when I get back, I'll take calls. And that's going to be your own turn. If you want to add anything to this, it'll be the right time. So don't go anywhere. I will be back.
Sir, Mayegun, good evening, sir.
Good evening to you, brother. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm happy to call this night, and it's come in through.
I was having
Thank you very much.
Good enough, it came through. Yeah, go on.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Actually, your this program, I can't miss it at night because it's just like a therapy for me. Even right now, I'm having an exam, but I need to listen to this program first before I can go back to read my paper. So, let me just start from what is happening inside the APC campus now. To me, it is none of my business, and I also have emphasized that something of this will happen. And like what one of these Dele Farotimi says, that do not die in their war. It is none of my business, and I even want more of that fight, so I can even dismantle their rubbish political affairs. And going back, they should tear themselves apart. That is none of my business. I even want it to collapse. So going back to this 8,000 naira of a thing. When I heard that news, I was like, man, Nigeria is shit. Nigeria is shit. Now that 8K alone. Now I know it is now that I now see that that 8K is the symbol of Tinubu's this logo.
No,
I don't understand.
Or do you think that's
I actually know that, but in a clearer note, how did 8K want to profit? As in, I don't understand that 8K.
What can 8K buy? No, well, it is for 6,000
Gary? I don't understand. I don't just understand that 8,000 naira. 8,000 naira. Well, I don't just know what to say. I don't just know. Well, I just want to call to make my contribution. Thank you very much, sir.
You should have a good
All right, sir.
Nice one. The 8K is a logo now. A lot of people are so kind of worried about now. Like, was that like if you turn his cap upside down? Hello there.
Hello. Hello, Mayegun.
Hello, sir. Is that fine?
Of course, it's fine.
It's fine. How you doing, brother?
I'm very good, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening to you, sir.
Yeah, I'll try and be very fast today. When your program normally starts, you start hearing this in they said in House of Rep or House of Assembly. I don't know where it said. Off the mic, off the mic, off the mic. Do you remember?
Off your mic, That was this House of it was House of I think was this the reps or it was the rep. And it was,
but it happened
on Fabio's screening or something about Niger Delta.
Yes, it happened on camera, right?
Right.
And everybody saw it, right?
That's right.
Then a woman was the woman that went to say hi to our president came out sharing $1,000 to women that went with her. It happened on camera,
lunch.
Right?
For lunch.
For only lunch, right?
For only lunch.
It happened on camera. And then Mayegun, every day, do you know this program is almost daily, right?
It is almost, yes.
And every day you have new topics to talk about. You have new things. Tomorrow, this one will be over tomorrow. Tomorrow you have another service. Next tomorrow you have another service.
That's right.
So I'm not going to really dwell on which one happened today and which one didn't happen today. The point is, at what point will the people say we are tired of this thing? When are we supposed to say we are tired of what is going on? The guns and the bullets you saw in going to Southeast, I normally don't like talking about such topics because I know that whatever terrorism, even Boko Haram and all these things you hear in Nigeria are the cumulative effect of leadership failure. Young men at their productive age, if you are at your productive age and you don't know where your next meal is going to come from, you are going to do anything to eat, including myself. It could be morally wrong, but that is the simple truth. So at what point are we really going to generally come together and say, even though we are now sharing the same country and nobody knows, it's not a homogeneous nation, we didn't plan to live here together. No. And now it's being difficult for us to go our separate way. But at least we can now say, at what point are we going to stop all this nonsense? Don't all this rubbish, when are we going to stop it? Everybody knows what is wrong. All of us, everybody knows what is wrong. All the suggestions, every caller that is going to call after, and those that called, everybody knows what is wrong. At what point collectively are we going to say that enough is enough? When is all these things going to end?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You've thrown an open question that I believe that there will be a lot of people that will also have theirs too. But there's something that this program achieves, okay, is to keep people so consciously alive, all right, that until when, like, to put the answer straight, right, until when everybody will be like, no, this is not right, and it ends now. So you can't fight what you don't know. We are happy today that a lot of people are more conscious and even more angrier. Or maybe the number is not yet the number yet. Maybe it's not yet what can actually take us to that, kick-off time. But with regular, constant, education, information, and you stay angry, one day that anger will be an energy that is going to be channeled positively. But you can't fight if you don't know much. See ignorance everywhere too, Baba. So yeah, let me take another call. I think I got that. Hello there.
Hello, sir. Maiyegu General.
How are you?
Sake ló ń pè láti Russia.
Sake ó péjọ mẹ́ta.
Ó tọ́jọ́ kan, sir. Ọjọ́ kan pẹ̀lú, sir. First time máa pè sórí nọ́mbà ìpadà lílé.
I'm glad you made it, too. Thank you very much, Baba.
Sir, mo pè nítorí Ahmed Bob tó wà l'Abuja àbí kí lórúkọ ẹ̀ tó láti Kwara yẹn. Mohammed àbí kí ló porúkọ ẹ̀, Mohammed. That is why I'm calling this night. Anyone who has never fought in Nigeria before will be the one that will be scared. I was a student union president when I was still in school in Nigeria. I could have lost my life due to protest when I was still in Nigeria. I remember then, what happened was that a vehicle crunched an old man coming from the farm in my community, and that man died immediately. As a student union president of that same community, we blocked the federal road and we told them that nobody will pass through this place because that place is a place whereby there's a big market. And we blocked that road more than 12 hours. To the extent that they have to call the governor of Ondo State, then Olusegun Mimiko, that we need a road breaker, that is this bump, so that it will stop massive speed for vehicle in that market square. And it will caution the vehicle that are coming. Unfortunately, the governor responded that he is not in Ondo State, that is in Abuja, that he can't come. They send soldiers to come and shoot people. But unfortunately, when the soldier came to that square, we told them that until this thing is done, we are not going to leave the road. Even the king of that community, Professor Oluyede, came to that particular place. And with the student, we told him, sir, go back to your palace. If you can't call the governor to come and do something to these unnecessary killings in our land. And we fought it to stand still that day. I don't know when Nigeria will stop this scared of a thing. We are scared. We don't want this. I'm happy today that we, the people, are standing firm with Obi, because if revolution did not happen, like we have always said, I don't think there is going to be any solution in Nigeria. And we know their mantra. Their mantra is to scare the people. That is why you see them, Tinubu saying rubbish, anarchy in the land. Which anarchy? Anarchy will be in Bodili. Where is this village? In Lagos. That is where anarchy will start from. That is where anarchy will start from.
Somebody said that if the court remove him, well, there's no anarchy. There's going to be actual jubilation all over Nigeria. Okay. Another person now told me something.
Know any anarchy.
Okay. You know what? Somebody also told me, somebody also told me that, you see this story, I mean, this, what do you call it, escalating of this anarchy statement and all of that could be another gimmick between him and the court to make everybody look like he's scared of the court. Sure you get. So that when the judgment comes, okay, it will just be like those of you who are not scared of the court will be the one complaining then. Somehow, like a diversionary tactic, whatever.
Mayegun. We know that even you have been saying that we don't expect anything. But at this point, it has shown all that be a good lawyer statement. They don't defend anything now. How do you want to defend these criminals? They don't defend anything. See, though we are going to be surprised, everyone is going to be surprised. I myself is going to be surprised if there is something else. But to me, I believe that something is going to happen. Mayegun, even all those people that are calling you and saying that there is nothing going to happen, sir, something will happen in Nigeria. Ìyà ò tí dojú ẹ̀ là ń sọ pé àwọn èèyàn bẹ̀rù. Kò séyàn tó ń bẹ̀rù ikú mọ́ Nàìjíríà. Bó ṣẹlẹ̀ lónìí sà, mo ṣe tá àti padà sí orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà kájọ lọ jàjà kí n bá fẹ́ kú kí n kú. I'm telling you, sir, if I want to die, let me die. Èmi ò bẹ̀rù láti gbà ìyá àti bàbá mi mọ̀ ń gbé mi ò bẹ̀rù rí. That is why I am a revolutionarist right from day one. And I will never stop that. Ìyà yìí ti tó, and we must fight for our life. If not, we are just going to continue in this slavery.
Thank you. I say me well to
God bless you, my
people there, Baba. Strong man.
Russia.
Strong man, Baba, you shall stay alive. Thank you so much, Baba. Nice one,
God bless you.
And you too. I'll take this one. Russia foul. And the way they make us believe that in Russia there is no YouTube, there's no Facebook, because they are using different network. They cannot connect with us. That's not so true. Somebody just proved that. So I have a caller. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegun. Very, very interesting
convo tonight.
Show today.
I know.
Very interesting. I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Very well, oh. I'm back as usual. Like I never left.
That's very good. So a quick one, right?
Please.
I've been thinking, just watching Tinubu, watching this catastrophe of a government that is going on day to day, and I have to say to myself, I think Tinubu's government is the gift that keeps on
giving.
If you think about it, so many things have been exposed. Take, for instance, Asari Dokubos. We now know that the so-called what's it called? Unknown gunmen. Exactly. We now know that they are not unknown. They have a leader, and it's government funded, basically, right? And then we have the criminals, so many criminals in power. I feel like, even if at the end of the day, this judiciary doesn't do what the judiciary is supposed to do. At this point in time, I don't know what other evidence they want. This man is an illegitimate president. He's selected. He has not been elected by anybody. And like you rightfully said, I think in your previous show, like if you're saying, okay, there's going to be anarchy, who exactly is going to start that anarchy?
Exactly.
Because nobody voted for you. You don't have the numbers. Okay, the numbers that you have is all made up at the end of the day. And you have kind of like disenfranchised so many people, even people in your own camp at the end of the day. They are all suffering. The suffering, exactly. The suffering is not, selective. It is everybody. Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, everyone is. Everyone is.
Mechanism.
Exactly. Everyone is, drinking this cup of water. We're not being spared, even home and abroad at the end of the day, right? So I feel like this is a government that keeps on giving, and that it will continue this way, and what they think will not happen will eventually happen, right? Right now, I'm just thinking, okay, this judiciary, you people are just fapping about. We're waiting for the 14th. Is it not the 14th of August? Okay. You come and tell us whatever it is you want to tell us, and then Nigerians will react, because I believe that Nigerians will react, because the stress is too much. It is too much, at the end of the day.
And,
so
people can't
right
even
now, I think
it anymore. You can't pretend anymore. That's why I used that illustration I used earlier, right? That if all of us who are marginalized, suffering, struggling, cheated, stolen from by these people, right? If all of us from every part of Nigeria began to react the same way and pick up arms to fight it, there will be nobody left. There will be a civil war.
Exactly. And, like, a lot of people say, okay, if you're afraid of people, people are already dying. People are already dying. People are already suffering. People don't even know where they're going to get their next meal, how they are going to survive, right? And you're saying, oh, the world is going to be in anarchy. We're already in anarchy. There's already chaos. There's already chaos in the land. So let me leave you. I have people. Let me leave you.
All right. I could hear the wee ones there. We call them wee ones, like the kids, right?
Yeah.
So
they're on holiday now. I can't hide.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
So that's a chim there for from the US, by the way. Here is another caller. Hello.
Yes, Samayegi.
Sir.
Good afternoon. Oh, good evening, yeah.
Good evening or afternoon. It all depends. How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. How are you? It's been a couple of days or 3 days, 4 days now.
I know. Thank you.
This is Air Force One. So,
Air Force One back. Go on.
Yes, I am back. So, Mayegun, this thing is perplexing, and it's, God have mercy, it's shameful too. I don't know about this whole drama. But there is one prayer I remember in the religion world, Christendom, that they used to pray that the Lord should put confusion in the camp of the enemies. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think if you know, the thing is, Nigeria and all these leaders, they themselves, what we need to understand, number one, is that they don't have rest of mind. They are
go on.
Because lies are building, they are building lies upon lies, lies upon lies, lies upon lies. So at the end of the day, the only thing that will come is destruction. They will destroy themselves. Whatever they are building, it won't last. Like somebody said yesterday, where I one forum that and Toba Tinubu a rule of Igba and Toba Igba. That is somebody who attained a position or a blessing in an unworthy way.
Through deceit.
At the end of the day, destruction is going to come there.
Undeserving glory. Last, by the way.
Yes.
This one is
so this
blood.
Anarchy. So this anarchy thing that he's talking about is just like is charade, bobo, like he used to say. Charade and bobo, they are just trying to scare people. Nothing will happen.
Heaven no go fall.
Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen.
We just want to
see
another
thing is
what will be after that anyway. Like how are they going to handle it?
Yeah. Like 3 days ago that we talked about legitimacy and everything. What people need to understand is that when you are talking about obedience, how they work so hard, how, and you also say something that day that so astounding that which one out of those 3 candidates can come out 11 months or 8 months to election and stand like the way Obi did and carry that, like brother tsunami that he brought.
Like just leave this party, big party, just leave them. Go and pick anything. Go and pick another
just
party.
Just leave them. Come.
For presidential election. Nobody. Let's be honest.
None of them.
Even Obi that tried it, I bet he didn't expect all of that. I don't think he will expect that much. Even Obi himself.
Nobody.
He shocked everybody.
Nobody.
Tinubu and Atiku, so they all put them inside the same category with them because everybody is the same. That's unfair. That's actually not true. It's absolute lie, right? If you take all of them and say, yeah,
Yes.
Obi, Atiku, and Tinubu, you can't say they are the same. In fact, if to
they are not the same.
Fear, it go be two of them, like say they don't be politicians.
No, they're not the same. They're the Gen Z. What they need to know that Gen Z.
It's about these people who are tired, who are angry, who are raging. And they have been showing it all this while. Well, they are calling their bluff.
Yes.
They said they should go and vote. Go and join politics if you are not happy with the way we are ruling Nigeria. Go and join Kiniko. They did.
And they did.
Then you read them. And you want them to go away. That's where they work. Air Force One.
No, they're not going to go away. And they are also, another thing is, they should know that Gen Z is not recognize that guy as their president.
They don't recognize.
They do not think that they are. No, they're not. The one thing before I go, observation now.
Yes, sir.
See, there's one thing about you that I like. Like I said, the first time ever I spoke with you, I said, I saw my replica is you. That is, the kind of personality you have is what I have too. And that's why I'm highly drawn into your show and everything. But there's something that our people, like I'm a caller now, other previous callers, they've been calling for days now. There's something that I've noticed that's been going on. See, this is an opinionated, if there's anyone like that. Like we are here to express our opinion. Okay, you bring the topic, you talk at it at length. Everybody come in, talk from different perspectives and ideas and everything like that. So if anybody says something that is not sitting well with anyone,
exactly. It's yours to kind of.
Just when you call, like now, if I'm done with you right now, don't speak with you right now. If anybody disagrees with what I said, just call me and say, I disagree with the last caller. I don't say the last caller is stupid. Okay? Do not call anybody opinion stupid, okay? No. Because everybody have right to their opinion. And I've seen that a lot happening. Even this Mohammed case, please. From now on, whatever Mohammed said, Mohammed already understood now very perfectly well the kind of platform this is. And he can't change it. So if Mohammed said anything, just come, don't even mention his name any longer. Just come in and say, hey, I disagree with the last caller.
So, this
is my own point of view.
But somebody is also going to call and say goes away. You wouldn't like a platform whereby you are picking up your phone, your children are by the side, you just made a contribution and somebody called in and started calling you idiot, that stupid person. And you're like, like...
But if I called and I said, oh, the last caller, it's so stupid, that's very stupid. No, don't say that.
We can avoid that. No. Leave that to me now. And I mean, they use those words on these criminals. No. Let me use that on those criminals. I mean, it's just that.
No, If for the criminals, in fact, I will go and organize another word for myself. Yes, but on ourselves, that we the followers on ourselves, we should be careful.
We need to have a conversation like this,
Yes, we should be careful so that if we disagree with anyone's opinion,
if we decide that hard now, right? Everybody is talking. I can't disagree.
Yes, sir.
Come on, chair at you and say, you are mad. I disagree.
No. All we've been doing for this year, all this thing we've been doing for years now, is just enlightening people.
Yes.
Letting people to realize what is going on. It's not like probably you are bringing any immediate solution to it right now. Okay? We all know what we have on ground. So that is why opinions is what we are. Ideas, opinions. So just to respect each other's opinions and move on. I appreciate you, sir, for your
thank you so much
for your time, man, and everything that you do.
Thank you, sir.
More kudos for your help.
Nice one, Baba. Appreciate you too. It's true. Sometimes some opinions can be very annoying. You are so angry where you are sitting down, like, look at this. Or if you call in, right, the maturity in you is what we kind of see how you handle. But again, I don't know if you tell anybody what they are going to say, but if you can show that kind of little restraint too, it will be so much appreciated. Hello there.
Hi, Maiyegu. How are you?
Kenneth, my own Ken.
Sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. You?
Very well, oh. Thanks for asking.
Yes, the last caller actually hit the nail on the head. People should learn how to, pick a point whereby you don't have to call anybody's name. You don't have to use negative languages or anything. Address the issue. Go after the issue, and then make your case, and then move on. I mean, it's not like today me and Michael were talking. We're not going to have our issue. We'll have our issues. We'll address our issue. We'll move on.
Yes.
And
The purpose is to
anyway,
hear ourselves. And if me, Mayegun, just want those who agree with me to listen to me, then I shouldn't be using phone line. Sure, you get. Like I should just come here and talk. And my own people will say, yeah, Mayegun, well done. Yes, another good one. Good night, Mayegun. We'll see you tomorrow. So if we say everybody should call in, that means random people. Everyone can call from anywhere. And what they're going to say, we should learn how to be like, okay, let me listen to what you're saying. No, I don't agree with this one. No. It's more respectable that way than for us to start calling ourselves names. Not us yet. Okay.
Yeah, let me hit the 2 points I want to put so that I can allow us to call. Remember that video, the video you showed where like at the AU, was it AU or where Tinubu was making that speech, and then you were pointing out to the guy that was
that guy,
yeah. The interesting thing here is that the whole world saw it, everybody saw it, and then the same APC, the same Lagos Ababuku, all of them will pretend as if that did not happen. But it did happen. But it's a clear indication of the more things, in the medical field, the more things that are still going to come. That which you just showed is just a tip of the iceberg. Just keep your fingers crossed. He's going to make more mistakes. He's going to do things that eventually it's going to be very. So that which you saw is just a tip of the iceberg. Anyway, moving to the other aspects of the APC rank or the money they couldn't account for.
Isn't it?
Exactly. Mayegun, like you said, nobody should die or find themselves in their war.
No.
As you can see, exactly. As you can see all along, just like the names and the kind of points you lay out about these people, these criminals, you can see that right in there. See what is going on. Look at the amount of money, Mayegun. Look at the amount of money these guys are looting. They can't even account for how many months. They can't account for that money. And then you have the temerity to say you are giving 8,000 naira for family of 6, or if I'm not mistaken,
6, 8.
I'm telling you, oh my God. It is, oh God, these people, that Nigeria is a crime scene. God, Jesus Christ.
The people that actually thought they would say, accept it like that, they themselves are complaining, APC people, it's so shameful, by the way, right? That with what Nigeria has become. Now, the rumor is that they are going to make minimum wage 250,000. Yay! Papa, that one sounds good, though, but it will remain a rumor. Sure, you get people will not pay 30,000 naira salary for years. They won't pay 250,000 naira monthly. So they are telling them that don't worry, the 8,000 naira is just for now. We are working on minimum wage of 250,000 naira or more. Shege go see people. People see Shege for road like this, They will say, Kuku Kimi. You know that's where you go see Shege face to face and say, see, I'm done. Kuku Kimi. They will see it. Watch out.
Mayegun, look at you recall that the National Assembly, they were saying that they want to increase their salary, their pay to 114%, correct?
They already did.
Okay, Mayegun, the question, and I want my crew, my people here in the people of the temple to discuss if they have the time. Let them discuss it. How are they paying for that money? From where is that money going to? How is the Nigerian government?
Billion now, Ken. There's 500 billion. I'll tell you, right? There's $800 million from World Bank. Okay, that money came with about 4.5 or thereabout interest rate. Okay, however, the 800 million is the first batch. There's another 800 million expected. So Tinubu is already taking 500 billion for this month or next month. What we don't know now is that where are the rest going to come from? Are they always going to be borrowing and sharing for the next 6 months? Or what? It's not clear. That's not clear.
Wow. Okay. All right,
it's like you are lost for what for the first time in a while. Ken, I let you go. Okay. Thank you very much for this. Okay. See you. Yes. You have a good one. Ken was like, okay, I kind of understand that, by the way. So, hello there.
Hello, Mayegu, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good, Mayegu. How's your family, sir?
Well, we thank God we are here. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayegu. Thank you. I listened to your sermon this evening. I'm still praying for you for strength. Still praying for you for long life. Still praying for you that God should keep you to give us more education in this our country. Without you now, we won't have got so much information as you've got. I don't know if without you, I don't know how we can get all this information. I'm in Nigeria. We didn't catch that, but most of this information, the news we listen to AIT channels, they give us what they filter, what they feel like give to Nigerians. But we get it wrong, we get the fact. Yes, and sometimes we that are inside Nigeria, we that are inside, most of us inside there now. When you go, when sometimes I tell them, this, where do you get that information from? Where do you get that information from? This is what is happening. Like this morning, we are discussing about the tribunal case, and somebody just said, you should just forget about this thing and just go and rest. We have to do 7 we can contest, and we are going to remove you as still the same this thing. He said, even in fact, one of the 2019, no worry, Buhari will soon finish and give chance for another person. They were using it for years. If you are saying it's better we finish it, we get to the God. I know me from me, for sure. I don't have anything. I'm not thinking of anything good to come out of that court. For them, let them finish the court.
You'll be one of those happiest if they should actually follow the law. If they do follow it. A lot of people actually want them to, but unfortunately, they don't have the track record of doing that.
Exactly. So I said, if you say it's 2027, the same 2027 will see come, you'll see cry over it and say this. Let them finish it.
They are telling you that people will cry, the obedient will cry for 8 years. See, now everybody can't cry now. Now obedient can't they offer tissue paper. Don't cry. It go favor me and my family. This hardship go favor me and my family. Don't cry. I mean, isn't that
I seek praying for you for the information you give, a lot of information you give, like us that follows you each time you come online. But there are a list of million people out there that sometimes I'll just say, please, can you listen to this? Just type, go to Facebook, or just type Maiyegu Politics, just to listen to him, just for once. Not too much, just tell your touch. I know sometimes you're not about take your 30 minutes time just to listen to him. If it's not necessary, you can just go. A lot of them are into what is information about our media in Nigeria.
Information is power.
Thank you.
If you want people to have power, give them the right information and watch what they will do with it. Of course, get them.
So sometimes you don't listen when I hear this. So, do you know what happened? Even in capital, right. Thank you, man. Thank you. Just thank you so much. I keep praying for you.
Amen to all of that. Stay safe. Right?
Thank you.
So I'll take another one. There's a brother calling from Nigeria. He chose not to tell us where in Nigeria, but you can tell. I love you. And every one of you is also kind of watching from Nigeria. Sorry, my caller, right? Let me tell you this again. When I look at the demography of people or from where people watches Mayegun most, the Mayegun supporters from the US, they are the highest. I've got the largest followers from the United States watching from there. The second biggest demography where people actually really watch Mayegun a lot is Nigeria. Even UK, where I live, we actually came third. Do you want me to surprise you who came first? Or those of you who came first? Germans. The next place where I have a lot of people is Germany. And the next after that is Canada. I have all the demography. You know, their system can tell you where people are watching you from and all that stuff, right? So when people say that because of the long video Mayegun make, because your videos are always too long, people in Nigeria cannot watch them, I just laugh. You know, I just let you say what you want to say if it makes you feel better. Okay? So every month I still get more than 500,000 viewers from Nigeria alone of all my videos every month. Sure you get. And you can think of what I get from other places too. It's not a mean small number. And that's why I respect a lot of you who actually really, really love Mayegun. You don't really call much. And a lot of people think you don't watch Mayegun. I have the number, the right number. But my caller, sorry for keeping you waiting. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegun. This is Ify from California.
How are you doing tonight, Ify?
Fantastic. I've been trying
so
to reach
sorry
you
for
for
keeping
like
you
a
waiting,
week
right?
now.
I just thought I should let this information out to encourage my friends, our people back in Nigeria. And I saw your time.
No problem. No problem. I just want to thank you for doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And I want to thank all the followers of the Temple of the Truth.
Yes.
And I appreciate every one of them and their comments. You know, so what I want to say is, actually, I'm so proud of the obedience, you know. So they are the Gen Zs. They started from the NSAS group, and they have no state of origin. You know, they united in front for once in Nigeria. I see people, you know, guiding people praying.
Do you know why you are so right, Ify? Yeah, this is so right. And I want to add these other facts to back it before you continue, right? The obedient are really those people who are not driven by religion, tribe, class, or anything at all. They just blend all together in a way that even when they usually use religion to divide the people, or tribe, all of that, it doesn't work on them. See what happened in Lagos. See what happened in Plateau.
Sir.
See what happened in Nasarawa. These are far places from where we even come from.
They are the vehicle that P2B used to shake the core.
So true.
The core system of Nigeria in less than 10 months. So I'm so proud of all the Gen Zs out there, all the obedience. And one thing they like Buhari said, that they are lazy youths. You know, for the first time, Nigerian youths, over 133 million people are impoverished in that country. For the first time, they decided, you know what? We're not going to be tagged lazy youths again. I remember during the election, they were bringing their generators. They turned on their generators. So you have the INET workers.
Yes.
They were taking pictures. They did everything. They were doing barbecue. They record everything, phone, all that, only for this same system to turn off the server.
Mm-hmm.
Stop uploading all the efforts that these Gen Zs, all this obedience, all the stuff that all the hard work that they put, they were beaten to pulp. Some of them lost their lives.
Yes.
So and they're not relenting. They're still here in the court fighting. They want that new Nigeria.
Have you seen when they are reporting the manuscript of the conversation in court? I have never seen brilliant people as this. Trust me.
And I give an applause to Hondeyin too. The reporter, he's doing an excellent job as well. You know, people like Faratimi, I mean, even what's his name? Fox, the musician. I mean, they all united. They're fighting this status quo for the first time. You know, something that my own generation we were not capable of doing. But I see the spirit of that oneness in Nigeria in them. They can call them all they want. They can use, they try to use a tribal sentiment. It did not work on them. They try to use religion. It's still not working. You know, so they're going back on their status quo, trying to see what they're going to figure out. You know, now what is the trending now is state of origin. For me, as an American, I can tell you, as a Nigerian American, I can tell you, we don't do state of origin. It's just like biology. Origin is where you originate from.
Yes.
So anything that is like if you were born in Lagos, that's your origin. That's where you originated that thing from. You know, if you make a car in Frankfurt, Germany, that's the origin of that car. Frankfurt, Germany. You're not gonna say, okay, where is the biology of the place where, and all this kind of long story don't work. You see somebody that was born in Lagos, raised in Lagos, grew up in Lagos, married in Lagos. Are you going to tell him what state of origin again does he
go
need
back to Anambra? And you say that so flippantly, like it's nothing. Like all of those can just be trashed as nothing. No, it doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work.
Biologically speaking, where was that child made? In Lagos. His fetus was conceived in Lagos. He was made in Lagos. You're not gonna tell him, oh, because your great-great-grandparents came from Ibadan or Ogun State, that he is no longer Lagosian. No, he's made in Lagos. So that's one thing I want to pinpoint too. And again, the people bringing in weapons, you know, to the east. Come on. Our borders are so porous. Even the police, whatever, is saying that they want to go and start, you know, eliminating people and stuff like that.
Do you even believe that? Commissioner of Police saying that he's there to eliminate and take out any
human beings.
Really?
And now they're importing ammunitions down there. And you heard what what's his name said, that the VP said that they shouldn't use the military on the Boko Haram.
Yes. But they can.
That's not the solution.
Yeah, they can weaponize, what do you call it? The eastern part of Nigeria.
They should send all the ammunition. Yeah, but they shouldn't use the military on the Boko Haram. Look at what's happening in Plateau and Benue.
Yes.
Over 200 died. Over 200 people lost their lives in a couple of months ago. It's a killing spree. But they shouldn't use the military on those people. That's our VP.
Because those people who are killing people were just aggrieved. They feel excluded from the system. So that's why they started killing people. So we don't need military. We just talk to them and say, sorry, come and join us. You're no longer excluded anymore. Really?
And the final thing I want to say is, look at, I don't know, Maiyegu, like you now, you cannot just go to the bank and just, like you were saying yesterday, you go borrow money and you share.
Who does
this money? Do you know that we're going to pay 25? That loan, it has 25% this thing on it for 30 years.
Yes.
So we're going to still pay that money for 30 years.
With interest.
And you taking them, interest for 30 years. So means our grandchildren and stuff gonna still pay that money.
They will pay.
So now you telling us that you want to take what happened to industries? That money, that 30 billion that they're giving to all those people away. Why not build industries? That 8,000, what is 8,000? They should use that $8,000 and shove it off their ass. Why not build industries, factories, and employ all these over how many youths that are unemployed? 133 million out of 200 people are impoverished. And you're giving 8,000? It's a joke. It's a freaking joke. Why can't you build industries? Look at, if you go to Benue, you see, when they want to bring in tomatoes, the ones that they perish, they throw them on the roadside.
Exactly.
Why can't you build factories there and make ketchup?
Waste. Exactly.
Yeah, and make ketchups and stuff and all this good stuff, and employ the youths. They would earn more than 8,000 naira.
They would.
If they get fully employed.
They will also pay tax.
They also pay tax.
Yes, which is more money for government too.
Who are these people? Who are these people? Who are these people? Who are these people? All right, Maiyegu, man. I just want to end up there. I love you and I
appreciate
one
from
you
you
so
tonight.
much.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Okay.
I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
And you too. Bless you, man.
Send my
Bless you. Oh, yes, I will send it. I have another call on the line here. Hello there.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa. My dear, very good brother. It's been a while.
Yes. I just took a break. That Maiyegu had to just, relax my head, constantly losing my patience and blowing hot every time, for what's happening in that.
Don't we all need that? To blow off steam some time, just to be able to kind of put it together. I get that. And it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
How has it been?
Yes. Great show again. I understand where all the callers are calling in and expressing themselves. Those that still wishing for one Nigeria or better Nigeria, please. I mean no disrespect to you. There's nothing you can do to fix that place. The place needs to be broken down. The obedience are doing well. I like their spirit, but it's to no avail because these people will never relent or let go of that power. They already have it made and planned the way they want it. So what we, the people, need to do is now think about what we're going to do to break that place up and move forward, because it's built on a bad foundation and it cannot stand. No matter what, how much they try to do, we just can't fix it. You know, I'm being realistic. We can pray to that kingdom come. There's nothing you can do to fix that place. You know, we have people that's coming in. I mean, I have people that want to go. They want to travel. Nobody wants to go to Nigeria. Everybody's detouring, going around Nigeria, going to Ghana. They're going to Senegal. They're going to East Africa. Nobody wants to go to Nigeria because they know the place is not safe. It's corrupt to the core. I mean, nothing works there.
Then
and someone is still
trying to worse. They now made a drug dealer or a retired drug lord the commander-in-chief and the Boko Haram apologist, Osama bin Laden, is deputy. Can he actually get scarier than that?
It's
scarier than that.
It's unreal.
Scarier than that.
It's unreal, Maiyegu. It's unreal. I mean, this stuff is just like, how is this happening? You know? So we need to wake up and forget about this one Nigeria thing. We need to break this thing up and rebuild it. You cannot build a skyscraper on a faulty foundation. It's just impossible. For 60 years, we've tried this. More than 60 years, you know? It's a complete disaster. And every day, this court case keeps exposing more and more how bad this country is and how bad it's gotten. There's no way of fixing it. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, but it's time to break it up and move forward. Please.
We'll get there.
Maiyegu, keep up the good work.
So much, man, right? All hail Biafra. All hail Odudua.
All hail Odudua.
All the best, man. Take care, man. So I have another caller here. Hello. Okay. I lost the call. And I think they did call directly. And they cut it off. So I will take the ones that called the number. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegun General.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yes, I'm good, my doctor. This is the African Wahala, Adewale.
The Prince, the one and only Prince Adewale, the African Wahala.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
Thank you. I'm very good, my brother. I'm very, very good.
Brilliant. Good to hear from you
I called in, you know, and you too, man. I called in for two reasons. Number one reason, just to thank you and appreciate you for your exposition on the messed up nature of Nigeria. You know, for some of us, we don't even pay attention to all these mainstream media any longer for the past few years. NTA, AIT, Arise TV, Channels News. Sometimes when we hear stuff from the Temple of Truth, we go back and verify from some online sources just to compare. But for the most part, that never happens. That never happens actually for the most part, because we already know what to expect from Nigeria. So for that reason, many of us have been awoken. We now realize that we drastically need a revolution. We need a major change as soon as possible.
A paradigm shift.
But before we got to this stage, some of us were still teetering on the fence. We weren't really sure what happened. Some believed in the elections. Some believed outrightly, people like me, that the elections are a pure waste of time. Most importantly, the way that most of us are getting this information is by coming to the Temple of Truth. And in order for us to have this information spread to more people, so that more people are upset, they are angry. Like, you know, you made a reference earlier, you said, you know, what time go reach, man? When you see shake it for road, you go say shake it, come, no problem.
Go kill me.
Exactly. When more of us,
that means those who are afraid of their lives today, they will no longer be afraid anymore. It will just be like, you know what? I have nothing to lose anymore. And
I have nothing to lose.
There will be any point of that will be a point of no return. At that point, there's not going to be any going back. So it's ideal to have to let these people be harmed with the right information. If you have right information, fight the right fight, and you won't end up fighting for another oppressor that will actually recage you. So that's my thought. Anyway,
thank you. That's it. It's the information, and this platform, Mayegun's Temple of Truth, is the truth. And I encourage every one of us listening, please, let's try and improve on our habits of clicking on the like button. As soon as you come into the program, just click on the like button. We are consistently hitting over 2,000 people, but we almost never exceed 1,000 likes. Let's bring it up. The last 30 seconds of my time, I'm just going to implore everybody, click on the like button, share the video if you can't click on the like button, or vice versa. Click on the like button right now, please. Just click on that like button. Let more people have the, YouTube is going to send more people this video if it has many likes. And if we engage in that habit going forward, where we have more like buttons, more likes in the video, more people are going to see this video, more people are going to get angry. They're going to be properly educated, which would lead to anger, and that revolution will really come quicker. Please click on that like button. Thank you so much, Mayegun.
Thank you. You are wonderful, but you're such a wonderful person, right? A lot of our friends have responded to that, and I appreciate everybody who just did. The African Wahala. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Prince Adewale from Canada. So here we go. Hello there. Did I take that? Oh, I didn't. I just did now. Hello there.
Hello, sir. How are you going?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. This is Idris. I just my other number to call.
Oh, Idris. Do you intend to call back?
There's something that.
Why do you use your other number? Spoke earlier.
Yes. Actually, a friend of mine. I introduced him to your platform. So his name is. I just want to call him out now because there is this particular thing that you normally say that the Badomites, the obedient, sophisticated moron, the obedience fool. So he's one of the obedient person. So he's kind of furious that why do you normally call the obedient or the obedience fool? So now the reason why I want you to explain it to him, please. Thank you very much.
Oh, boy, that's a long story. Is it there with you?
No. He's not here with me, but he's listening.
Okay.
Yeah, he's watching.
Let me do that explanation. That would take me like about 5 minutes.
All right.
So, because, back in the days, right, when I was doing my MaiyegunsDiary political or MaiyegunsDiary in the kitchen then, right, I was always angry, very angry. And I never hid that, okay? Those who know Mayegun very well from the early stages. So gradually, I discovered that I could use so many other means of expressing how I actually feel. So I started naming all these guys, giving them names. Okay. Now, the name is just my own way of reducing cursing. Yeah. Like, go better. No. So I decided that instead of every time I feel like cursing them and their supporters, I'll just call out those names. Now, let me give you the meaning of those names. So and this was like years ago. It's always been like that. But then obedient happened. And they're like, why are you saying obedient fool? That's why I'm going to explain this to you. So when I first coined the names like Buhari Dins, Buhari Dideris, Buhari Dinotus, Buhari Dijatus, you see these four people, they are like the Buhari supporters from Yoruba. They are like APC supporters or Buhari supporters from Yoruba land, from Southwest in particular. So they have a way. These are, the Buhari Danes, Buhari Dideris. It simply means that the Buhari Danes are those ones who love Buhari because of religion. He's a Muslim. Those ones existed, okay? So I call them Buhari Danes. The Buhari Dideris are the ones who believe that because Tinubu is part of APC, Yoruba has a stand in APC, and Yoruba is number 2. So because of that, for the sake of Yoruba, they can't criticize Buhari. Do you get that now? Buhari Danes. Buhari Ditiris. Those who love Buhari because of religion, but they are not from the north. They are from Yoruba land. Then you see the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijatus. Those are the ones that, if you remember this era, they may not make much sense to you anymore now. But back then, those are the ones who are mostly Muslim, who appear like Muslims. Despite the destruction of Nigeria as much as that time, they are always around to use Inshallah. By the grace of Allah, Allah is going to, and they are not from northern Nigeria to be shouting Allah, Allah, Allah. Sure you get. So I call them the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijatus. It's like Modinotus, Adijatus, who are Buharis. Sure you get. Then I also moved on to, despite all of the atrocities of APC, Egbekegbe and Buhari, especially the profiling of Igbos, I still witness Igbos who were defending Buhari. So what did I call them? I called them Buhari Shuku, Ngozi Harris, Nneka Harris, Nnamdi Harris. You see people who are like Nnamdi, Nneka, Ngozi, they didn't like it. But I told them that, was I lying? Were there no girls, male, female, who supported Buhari APC? Despite all of this, those ones who will agree that Buhari should kill Igbos, Buhari is the one who is soft. You should deal with them. These are not, they are hooligans. They are Igbos, These are the Igbos who I call them people who self-hate. Those ones they call the pick me. Love me, love me. I don't like Igbos. I'm not like that. My own Igbo is different. Love me. Come and love me. You see, my people, yes, you are right. It's true. My people are so useless. My people always like, those Igbos that always agree because they wanted to be liked. So I call them Buhari Shukus, Ngozi Harris, Nneka Harris. Then going forward, that was where the obedient fools, sophisticated morons, humbled slaves, they now came on. Who are the humbled slaves? You see, there are people who will tell you that nothing where you feel do, you know, if you fight government. So, my brother, you dey fight government. Hey, you dey fight government. Nobody feel fight government, oh. So these are the people who have already submitted their own humanity, everything about them. Like there's nothing they can do except these people just look at them with pity and shanu, like just help them. There is nothing they can do. The humbled slaves. And those ones will tell you, nothing you can do. You are just wasting your time. Instead of you to find a way and join them, make yourself join and shop. You fight for people. My brother, there's nothing, and nobody can fight government. Anybody cannot, all those people, humbled slaves. Sophisticated morons are the ones who kind of pretend to be educated. They are the ones who are explaining, when Buhari cannot explain whatever his policies are, Buhari cannot tell you how he's going to implement anything. But they were always sophisticated morons, suffering and smiling morons that will always be willing and ready to explain Buhari's policy to you. So I call them sophisticated morons, because if you are educated, you will not be doing yourself that way. The obedient fools. They are those that whatever you want them to do, just say it, they will do it. You look at this, this person let me give you an example. For example, they say, before Peter Obi declared that he wanted to be president, he was a good guy. Okay? But when he declared that he wanted to be president, he became a bad person. Those who once called him good person, suddenly, they are now looking for explanations on how to explain how bad and this, we dodge a bullet. These are the obedient fools. People who always kind of do whatever you ask them to do. But obedience never came that time. So I've been trying to kind of explain that to you, that it wasn't about you, because there are many. We also have the Mumu Madus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers. These are the Abrodian Buhari idiots. The Mumu lecturers are the ones who left Nigeria. They live abroad. But they will be telling those in Nigeria that Rome is not built in a day. They should wait. And they will tell you that, you know, all those bad whatever they have in Nigeria is what Nigerians deserve. And if you are trying to engage them, you'll be wondering and say, sorry, did you say how long have you been here? So I've been here for 35 years. I've been in America for 35 years. And you are reasoning like this. The Mumu Madus, part of the Bokwari ass slickers. The Bele lecturers are the ones who seems to be smart. They know that Nigeria cannot be helped. Now you can't save Nigeria. So instead of them trying to tell others that, you know what, let's change track. Oh, you can't save Nigeria this way. Oh. They joined in the looting. They are abroad, though. They don't have any intention of living in Nigeria or doing anything with Nigeria or their nothing. But you would think they love Nigeria so much from abroad. But what they are actually working towards is that if anybody called them for any government in Nigeria, they will leave that abroad. That you think they are living better. They will go and take political appointments and join them because it's their belly. The belly lecturers. I know like that, Sha. I told you, it will take a long time to explain it to you. So the obedient fools are the Buhari supporters before the emergence of you, the obedient. We know your stories. Sure, you know. I have no name or any other kind of names for you because I know the genesis of the obedient and you know, everything that transpired. Even when they try to want to change the narrative, I won't. Okay? So when you're obedient fools next time, I wasn't referring to you. I've had people say, why will you call us fool? I said, I'm sorry, you're not fool then. Hello there.
Hello, MaiyegunsDiary.
Hello, sir. A lot of you even know the name, so somebody not mention Lagos, Abobaku, Oshogbo, Alimajiri, the ass speakers, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the all risers. Name Yakpa.
Exactly.
How you doing, Baba?
I'm fine. I hope you know who is speaking.
Okay. I'm about to be tested again. My brain is fried right now. You will need to help me.
You know you have so many disciples.
I do, but sometimes some of you just kind of change the voice. I don't know.
Come on. Okay. This is innocent of me, as usual.
Okay. Now you just made it easier for me there. Innocent, yeah?
Yes,
my brain seems
I didn't find I understand.
Go on.
Nobody will experience what is happening in Nigeria and ever remain the same. It's either you question logic or you think if you've gone insane. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely.
You know,
this is your program every evening. It's like a therapy to so many of us. I recall one caller said,
even to me myself,
I can't even miss this program. It's like a very infectious. Like you can't do without it. When you remember that around 8 o'clock, Maiyegun is coming on, you will be like, whatever I'm doing, I'll try to make time to
I know it's worth it because even if I have, if like I said, even myself, right? When I'm not on like that, when I feel so tired, like you know what, I can't give my best if I turn that camera on. No, I'm just gonna lie there. Guess what, right? I would know that something is not right. I'm not like there's something I'm not doing. So I can tell when people say, "Oh, I was searching for you yesterday." I was like, I know, I was searching for myself too.
Maiyegun, do you know a day without this program is just like a week because like I keep on looking for notifications.
Yeah, we are trying to cope with those absence, right? But when you make it too obvious, and everybody will be like, Maiyegun, you just have to, innocent.
But I understand you're a human being, of course. Sometimes you need a break and to take care of family, of course.
Thank you.
So Maiyegun, straight to the issue of the day. Nigeria is like
go on.
Episode of unending season movie. A gift that never stops to give. So I want to talk about two things. First was the threat. We call it the indirect threat from coded threat. there will be a state of anarchy in Nigeria if eventually, because when I didn't make the research on my own. I paid attention when you were reading out the final remark of Olani Bekum, and it was like, then these guys never proved their case and all this. Okay, where is this fear coming from? This 25%. I thought it was never important. I thought it was never important because
they said 25% doesn't matter. Now it's actually the key thing.
Okay, now it matters. Okay, irrespective of other heinous crimes, that will be an article presented evidence against Kolu at the tribunal. Now they know that 25% is important. These guys, I don't know how to put them. Initially they were laughing. They were all, this is a joke. My lord, they are wasting their time. Okay, but now, you can remember also, I am not saying anything. No. The last time I called you, I told you little about Obi. Obi is not ordinary human being. I don't know something about this guy because this guy single-handedly dismantled the era of godfatherism in Anambra State. You can confirm this from any record. Exactly.
This is like fighting them actually is what changed the electoral calendar in Nigeria. It started from there.
100%. 100%. Obi is not ordinary. And Obi, I don't think Obi is in control of 100% of what is going on because I think there's extra grace or favor or force behind him. Take a look. Now, this is not the first time we have tribunals after election, but this one is different. Everyone is paying key interest. Everyone is following the very procedures to know exactly what is going on in the court. Like someone like me, it's not like I am overconfident. I want to see how this abracadabra will play out. 100%. It's not that I'm saying this will be the final verdict. From all indication, I am just paying attention to, see how it will unfold.
They will need to explain to everybody how Tinubu is not going to be disqualified, and this legitimacy will be legitimized. That's what people are interested in. Like, okay, let's say they want to now say, yeah, this is our judgment, right? We want you to explain it.
I am paying close attention because, I think this time around it is glaring. You don't even need to go to school to understand what the Electoral Act and other things say. And both the perjury, the forgery, and every other thing. It's like, I don't know, the ancient of days, like I used to call him. You call him Kolu. I call him ancient of days because everything about him is fake. Of course, like everything about him is fake. And 100. That's ancient of days, and nothing about him is real. We don't even know who his schoolmates, his brothers or sisters are. He's a mystery. He's a mystery. And whoever, like the Lagos Abuba Cruz or whoever that supported this man, I think if they have any little conscience left in them, they will be wondering, like, what have we done? This man have nothing upstairs because during the campaign, he never granted any interview. No. If you I'm supporting him. Okay, what did he say? What was the promise he made during his campaign? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. When they were having their debates, instead he went to London to Chatham House to go there to apportion questions to Rufai, who is having challenges of insecurity, to answer insecurity. It's like you can never make this up. You can never make this up. This is just like we used to call it a state capture.
It is.
I don't believe in Nigeria 100%, but I used to travel. I go back, like I told you, this time that I travel to Nigeria frequently because, like if your people are back in Nigeria, it's like you are there also. So I believe in, like, if you ask me, I would say confederation, a situation by which each region is strong, independent on their own, and there will be room for healthy competition. That's what I believe. There will be healthy competition because no region will like to fall behind.
Like, okay, if the worst case scenario is that they don't want to break Nigeria up. Okay, let's start from something, Abi, before the final, Abi. Try something different from this one that you have now. This one that we have right now is destroying our people, destroying us. And they want to keep it.
This one is not working.
It's not.
And it is obvious. Okay, if you so much love the name Nigeria, which was given to you people by the Referendum in 1897, keep it so we can, be Nigeria under confederation, where each region is independent on their own, and let's see how it will pan out. That is my own opinion. But this time,
thank you.
Yes,
I want to go and take just one more, and I can call it a night. See, next time, I want you to keep this same voice. Don't change it, because it's like when you first call it, you always kind of use this voice that get me, throw me off. Then you go back to your main voice that I always master. But I'll do my best. What I'm going to do is that there's another trick. I won't tell you that.
Thank you so much.
But there is another trick.
Thank you so much.
You stay safe, all right? Thank you very much too. Now, there is another trick that I can use to remember some of you. If you don't change it, but I won't tell you. Listen, I have one more caller before we now call it a night. Maybe one or two. Hello there.
Yeah, hello, Mayegun.
Hello, sir.
I thought you have blacklisted me because I've been calling. I said, what? What have I done wrong?
No, you didn't do anything wrong. You know why it is, yes, sir. It's like a job already now by, So
yeah, I know how I take it can be.
Thank you.
I know how I take it can be. Actually, I've been trying for more than 2 weeks now. I can't get through. I don't know why. I said, okay, let me keep on trying because actually, Austin from Germany. That's used to call sometimes.
It's good to hear from you again. Okay, really sorry about that.
Thank you.
It's very
no problem. I would have just said that all these things that are happening in Nigeria now, a lot of people take it by surprise. I don't know why people are taking it by surprise. I don't know. I don't really understand because it's actually like this. It's actually like this. One of my brothers said now that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria, and he was just pleading to people and said, "Please, I'm sorry for how I'm saying it, but that's the truth. That's the fact. That's the naked truth. That's the naked truth. Just check how the whole issues of Nigeria is going." One of the caller, Ifeanyi said, I think he is the second caller. I think he said, do you know that every day you are bringing issues about Nigeria, and it goes on from episode to episode, it never ended. And that is how we will be into the mess. I'm not saying it's a cause, but that is reality. From generation to generation, if we don't change, if we don't stand up. And the only standing up for Nigeria is division. There is no two ways about it. I know it's my opinion. It might be somehow a useless opinion to other people, but that's the truth.
No, it's not. No opinion is actually useless. They would rather disagree with you.
Exactly. Because, if you see the way Nigeria is built up, the way Nigeria come together, the way we do our things, you will find out that we are not compatible. Forget all this pretense. We are not.
This diversity,
we are not.
Diversity that confusion.
No. It's fake. It's really fake. And the people that put us together did not put us together for our own benefits. Rather, they put for their own benefit.
Right.
So, and if you hear they are giving you $800 million or loan or for whatever, they are dipping you into shit so that you'll be slave forever. You will not come out of it. And many of Nigerians are asking, what is 8,000 going to do for the family? What is 8,000? Do you think that Kolu doesn't know what they are doing? They know what they are doing. They know. Because the more they give you 8,000, the more you be more vulnerable to them. The more they can manipulate you. The more you can imagine increasing your own salary for 114% and giving 12 million households 8,000 for a month. Where do you think it will take someone to? So that's the area. That's the one point I'm making. And then another second point is about it. I just want to divert a little bit because I digress a little bit because of the past things that have gone back.
Programs people are talking about. Speak on board. Exactly.
Use it now, sir. Exactly. People are talking about Simon Eber here and there. I am not his follower. I am not a fan of him, even though I'm not against him. Even though I'm not against him. But I can categorically tell you today, if there is no Simon Eber, nobody will talk about Nnamdi Kanu again. Nnamdi Kanu will be only heard from the program, from the few lovers of him, and that's all. The person that is talking about making it Southeast now, for the Southeast leaders to talk about Nnamdi Kanu is Simon Eber. Forget all these boo-boo, they come all around and say Simon Eber here and there, Simon Eber here. Okay, now. The Southeast leaders, they went to Abuja to meet Koli. Do you think they presented to you what they get there for? They went to ask for military to come up. That's what they went for. And now, so how many days did they went to Abuja?
To ask the military to come like they did the last time.
Exactly. How many days did they went to Abuja? What is happening now in Southeast? How many days did they went to Abuja? Not less than 1 week. The military they are already coming there, bringing their ammunition to come and kill people already. And they are afraid that all these things will keep on happening and it will get to their own turn. The Southeast leaders, let me make it categorically to you, they don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. They don't want it. Forget all these things. Forget all these things. None of them.
When it's free, they just...
None of them. They only do it, Soludo will do it when he thinks that it's no more relevant in Anambra State. He will just come up here and say, release Nnamdi Kanu. Then people will say he's with us. He has never been. He has never been. None of them. And the Southeast, they are telling you, Southeast is in hot soup, Southeast in this. I travel frequently in Nigeria every year. Frequently in Nigeria every year. All these things they are telling you is nonsense.
I mean, it's like what people say is that there's nothing going on in the southeastern part of Nigeria when it comes to insecurity that is different from what is happening in other places in Nigeria too. Apart from terrorism that's in the north, but they want to make it look like the Boko Haram headquarters is in the eastern Nigeria. Like they need to move.
No. It's not. It's nonsense.
It is coordinated.
I was in
that campaign. It's coordinated campaign to make people believe that Eastern Nigeria is boiling right now. It's clinical. Now they are moving the military in.
I agree with you. 2 days ago, I read in Facebook, someone said, and a military ex-naval officer came to him in Akwa Ibom. He has to give him his one of his apartment because he said his house that he built for almost 80 million naira in Southeast, he couldn't now live there because of insecurity.
Can you imagine?
Do you see how people spread fake news? And I'm telling you,
wow.
I am telling you, my people are living there. Everybody's living there. My father, everybody's living.
Children are schooling. Everybody's doing their thing. Of course, there's a disruption every Monday, but it seems to be like something that a lot of people kind of settled with. And some of these state governments, right, they're already adjusting their education calendar, a lot of things and all of that. It's not a war zone. But yet we have battalions of military going down there now. Got to see these guys, are
Exactly.
Supposedly.
Exactly. My mother's burial was on 20th. It was in 2020. I have my couple of friends that was childhood friends that they were before in the police, and most of them go to Mpo, most of them are military. So when I came to do the burial, they offered me assistance of somebody from abroad. They can guide me, and I said no, I don't need this. Right. So when we are going, we have three military guys. We sat together, we drink at my place, we talked, and after smoking and drinking and everything, they told me, do you know when we are talking about Southeast, and they told me that the cause is your people. Do you know that I paid, a military man told me, he paid 1,800,000 to be transferred to Southeast. Bribe. I'm telling you.
I'm with you.
He said he paid 1,800,000.
To be transferred to Nigeria. When you will think somebody like that should not go there or go to Eastern Nigeria with what you're hearing. Wow.
Exactly.
Why
from Benue State. And the other guy, he was posted because they believe if somebody can run roadblocks They can collect money from the corners. Right. They have their way in Southeast where they can lay allegation on you and say you're IPOB, we are ESM. Yeah. And if you don't pay, they are going to pay. They have boys that are working on them. Yeah. So it's like what they are doing.
Shakedown.
Exactly. So when people are telling you Southeast is the war zone, Southeast is this, Southeast is this. If I your bad that is gallivanting here and there, where is he when the Fulani herdsmen are raping our women in the bush? Where did he form his own security men to go inside the bush and fish them out? Even the Bubago they are talking about, why is the Bubago not living in the bush? Why are they not going inside the bush?
Is the only security group in Nigeria that has never actually attacked Fulani terrorists ever.
No way,
even
no way, no way.
Encountered them. Amotekun, they encountered this Fulani terrorists.
Exactly.
It was ever in the news. Ebubeagu never encountered Fulani herdsmen anywhere. Now only way. They are looking for so they can kill and take pictures.
Do you know Devil Mai said there was a killing in his state when he was the governor. He said he know them. He said openly on the camera that he know them. To brought them to book. He didn't. He said by himself is the Fulani.
You want me to remind
he said
you the story there, Austin? It was when he said they welcomed them in that community. They gave them everything.
Yeah.
That
exactly.
2 days before they came to attack their community, that those people that are living in those communities, the Fulanis living there, they left with their children. They packed everything. They left. 2 days later, they came and they killed over 170 people in those communities.
Exactly.
He was pretending to want to cry. I have that video, but it was reported for copyright. I can't share that again. I remember that video. I remember that story.
Exactly. And Umahi had the Bubago in his own state. He has never asked Bubago to go after these people. No single day. No single day. He asked Bubago to go after these people. All they care about is IPOB. The only thing they care about is their relevancy, because they believe that if Nnamdi come out again, that is going, the game is up. The game is finished. I am telling you honestly. So nobody knows his mind. They are not fighting for him. I'm telling you, they are not fighting for him.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maiyegu, for picking my cause. That's the point I am making.
I'm glad you did come in to make that point, okay? So that we don't wait for another 2 weeks before you finally make it. And you know one thing I'm also thankful for, right? I'm thankful that you didn't call it when that topic was raging here. You probably would have lost it. So,
definitely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. So I'm going to draw the curtains now. My time is gone, and I wish we could go on and on and on. See, we use all our 3 hours tonight, so we can see what happened next or the next time. So thank you so much, all of you. Latia Runo, E8, and all of you, my super chatters, the callers, the commenters, the sharers, the likers, the subscribers, all of you played a role in this tonight, and I hope I see you again another time. So please, if you haven't really liked this broadcast, you can do so before you go. And if you're just joining us, you can watch this from the start. Let me give you an advice. If you're watching a replay on MaiyegunsDiary Political, okay, try, whenever you see, just try and fast forward to at least 5 minutes. Here you get, and then you begin to watch from there, or anyhow you choose. I will see you some other time. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí lọ́jẹ̀lú kì í bó níbẹ̀ o. MaiyegunDiary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. MaiyegunDiary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. MaiyegunDiary Nayibi #1. MaiyegunDiary diary politico. MaiyegunDiary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. MaiyegunDiary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. MaiyegunDiary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunDiary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.